Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this Thursday night. We will have 4 games here tonight, so sit back, relax. It's going to be groups A versus C. Mustache Dave bringing you the fire emojis alongside Monica. Once again, welcome everybody. Monica, what a day, what a week
What a
it's
week
been.
it has been
But
indeed.
how's your day been going so far? I mean, we're getting ready for some PUBG action.
Been going amazing, just kind of reflecting on the intense action we had last night. So, for you guys who may not have tuned in yesterday, we had an intense game, or intense day actually, between groups A and B, and just kind of some highlights out of there. We had Spacestation Gaming Angry and Pittsburgh Knights Sam getting 18 kills each so far across the first 2 days of semifinals, and then AbusementPrk Survival, definitely the dark horse, coming out with 17 kills himself. So a lot of very interesting and very suspenseful plays from yesterday.
Yeah, so a couple of these teams, like you're mentioning, the Knights are going to be one of them. They will not be in tonight's lobby. We're going to be switching it up just a little bit. So they're going to be sitting in the back lines, checking out things. They will be here tomorrow night. This is going to be Group A's final night,
Mm-hmm.
though. So when it comes to racking up as many points as possible, the pressure is going to be on for teams like Space Station, X Gamer, Simplicity, Null, Universe 7, G25, Four Angry Babies, and formerly known as Gen Esports, but now BAT. This is their last night playing. They only got 4 more games to go, and the objective here, top 16. So we're definitely going to be following those squads particularly close tonight to keep everybody updated on their
Yeah, I think one
points.
of the teams that it's really kind of the last line for them is BAT. It was previously Team 8 Gen, but they're currently sitting at 13th, 14th actually position out of all 24 teams. So this is definitely, these last 4 games they really need to make it count, because they need to climb up a little bit higher into the leaderboards before Team B comes back tomorrow night to that might potentially push them back down, and they might get cut out of PMCO semifinals.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, right now they're going to be sitting around 31
Mm-hmm.
points, and if you kind of go up to maybe around 8th place, it's going to be sitting around 38, 43. So it's definitely doable. Like they can definitely pop off here tonight. So far, when we're talking about BAT, they only have 13 kills in total with around 18 placement points. So they're definitely going to want to up their game here tonight when it comes to kills and placing and represent their newly found org to the fullest here. And we're going to be getting into the games as we're going to be checking out BAT right now. They're going to be getting some nice old loot here. No one's going to be contesting them. This is what you like to
Yeah, we
see.
saw them being contested yesterday. I believe it was by Polar Ace Esports. I was in the other group. So now they got one of the best drop spots in Erangel, Pachinki, all to themselves. And something that we mentioned yesterday, we had he just came to America 6 months ago. He's had previous LAN experience in those Asian lands, playing in China, PMCO. And then we have Haisu and then King G, who were previously on Team 6AM, and they played in ESL 1 New York last September. So 3 out of 4 of these players do have that super crucial LAN experience.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean, for anybody, just traveling to a new place, let alone the pressure of competing and trying to build a future for yourself. I can only imagine that is. We are going to be checking out Jovi. They're going to be in their tried and true drop location out here. It doesn't look like the plane was that nice to them, but regardless, they're going to be dropping in these vehicles. They're going to be straight sending it to where they are comfortable most.
Yeah, Jovi, the plane path was just super far up on the north, kind of hugging that Razak River, so they had to land, get some vehicles, drive all the way down. Same thing with the unnamed that we now see in Novo Crate. So both of them had to drop, get the vehicles, and then drive even further. So the circle, it's kind of centered around kind of Gatka area. So both these teams are now gonna be very late on the rotation, going back up into the circle after they're done looting.
Yeah, so it's not going to be too bad. Uh, when we do talk about circle number one, Jovi, obviously, when it comes to the military base, they're going to be in a better position compared to the unnamed. So it's going to be interesting to see, like you mentioned, how the unnamed, how are they going to play this one out? How are they going to rotate on into the circle number one? They obviously know Jovi likes to drop military base. So are they going to plan to maybe take some early fights there or possibly avoid them altogether. We'll find out very shortly. Monica, though, I mean, we saw for just a moment all the way up there in the north, Georgia pool, it is heavily
Mm-hmm.
contested. You are scared. I like that squad. They are just committed to dropping Zarky. Um, I believe we started seeing it what, two
Yeah,
nights
yeah.
ago. Before that, in group stages, I think they tried it about one time. Um, but we don't normally get to see Zarky as a drop spot. What are your thoughts about you are scared kind of just taking over
I think
Zarky?
Zarky, it's definitely off the beaten path. You probably, very likely, whenever you drop there in these kind of tournaments, you're probably going to be the only person there. So that's the good part about it. The bad part is it's just on such the extremity of the map that if the circle, is so far away from you, you're just going to have so far to rotate. You're just going to be very late on the rotation as well. So goods and bads about having those extreme spots on the map to drop.
Thankfully for them, though, circle number one, besides all the teams in North and South George, they are going to be fairly close to it. So we'll see what you are scared can kind of accomplish here tonight as well. Another one of those teams that, they haven't been popping off, but then again, they haven't been doing so bad either. They're just
Just
kind of
average.
cruising right there in the middle. Yeah, about average, but I mean, you have to be top 16. So can you really afford to be average at this point in the game, especially, as we wind down? We're over that halfway mark of the semifinals so far. So it's like, now's the time to kind of turn it up and try your best, try hard, I guess is what the
Yeah, so
kids
you
say.
are scared. They have today to play and tomorrow to play. So far, they've only had 2 games of Erangel on their belt that first day of semifinals. So they're currently sitting in a scary 20th place out of all 24 teams.
Yeah, that's gonna be awfully challenging. I mean, they do have 2 nights,
Mm-hmm.
like you mentioned, so they definitely have plenty of games to try to catch on up. And hopefully, they were, watching the VODs. They are gonna be prepared, whatever comes their way. Four Angry Babies, though, their last night competing here tonight. Looks like they're gonna be rotating right here up on the edge.
Yep. They, for Angry Babies, their drop spot, they like to split loot over Lipkova and then kind of the mansion prison, kind of big, exposed area. So it looks like it's a little bit of a Fast and Furious play right now. Alucard just kind of hanging out the side of the window and kind of taking some shots at Prada. It looks like just some bullets exchanged back and forth, making Fugazi needing to stop, needing to heal a little bit, back up to 75% health with that first aid. But both these teams are just going to continue on their way and continue to try to find a spot in the circle to call home.
Yeah, it looks like Prado, though, like you mentioned, gonna be taking some shots onto Four Angry Babies, possibly in a somewhat of a hot pursuit, but going to be pulling off that one for the time being. 16 squads alive. We have not lost a single person so far as we hit that 8-minute mark right now in game number one. Everybody just kind of playing a little passive, playing it slow. I mean, circle number one has so much real estate to kind of scout out and
Mm-hmm.
potentially occupy. These next circles will definitely be the deciding factor on who has been blessed enough here to circle
Yeah, I think
gods.
that's kind of the very reoccurring theme in PUBG Mobile, right? Right away, you might have a little bit of action. Some teams, they might have similar drop spots being right next to each other. But then in the middle, all these teams are kind of rotating, only having 16 teams. There's still a lot of room to play around with. And then as you get into these kind of mid parts, you have these teams starting to get closer and closer. As we see here, Spacestation Gaming, one of the spots they really, really love to take is the South Pachinki Hill, and it looks like Prada just pulling up on the side of this hill. So Spacestation Gaming angry. I think he needs to back up a little bit, wait for the rest of his team to come, give him a little bit of support, because he definitely does not want to take a 1v4 fight right now.
Yeah, that wouldn't be the most optimal fighting conditions. It is going to be Space Station's last
Mm-hmm.
night competing here as well. I mean, they're really good right now on the leaderboards. Most
Fourth
likely,
place right
I
now.
don't want to call it right now, but they're probably going to
Ooh, a
make it
third
through if they
party.
can just continue being consistent. But like you said, we're going to start seeing some third party out here. We got Prada kind of bunkering down for the time being, and Juicy going to be pulling back to their squad mates. Looks like Sheepman is going to be out there on the scout, finding a new location right now to kind of occupy for circle number two.
Yeah, Shifen, he was their most recent pickup onto Space Station Gaming. I want to say it was just after New Year's, after we all got back from China for the Peacekeeper Elite Championship, and he got picked up by Spacestation Gaming. So definitely starting to fit in much better to his team. Definitely having a really, really strong roster going into PMCO. Here we have Helping Quit Addiction now.
On HQA. Little 2-2 split. Everybody just getting their loot for the time being. I mean, we saw a couple fights on the brink of erupting, but you know, since it is so early, like we mentioned, teams are gonna think twice before getting ultra aggressive out here. It's just too much to risk this early on.
Yeah, Helping Quit Addiction. They also have tomorrow to play as well. Looks like one of their cards, I want to say it was probably tagged up a little bit while they're rotating, probably out of commission, so they just wanted to blow that up, just take it, not let another team kind of blow it up and potentially do some damage onto them. So they're just kind of split up over Gatka area. Helping Quit Addiction, they do split up all over farm area, so kind of like what Pittsburgh Knights likes to do all over Gatka, HQA does all over farm area. So it usually results in them being kind of pretty lightly looted, and they're just collecting some more and more loot as they go along into this match. Looks like King G. Oh, can he escape? Narrowly, you literally can't see any health on him. He just got out of reach. Oh, and that trike as well.
Oh, the 3-seater.
Oh, he is the luckiest man in this lobby.
Clutching it, gonna be, getting down into one of those chopstick locations. But Juicy from the squad of Space Station, they know they got him chunked down so low. They know that they are down here within the trenches right now. Juicy going to be tossing out the first grenade out here. Will it be connecting? One grenade will be returning fire on to Juicy.
Yeah.
Juicy's kind of split from their squad for the time being. Get a kind of aggressive here. Going to be popping the buggy and kind of heading back. You know, Juicy just popping out, trying to get an easy knock, maybe an easy kill. Seeing it's not working. Going to be retrieving back to their squad.
Bat is so lucky that Helping Quit Addiction was on the other end of this. Prevented Spacestation Gaming from coming over the cusp of the hill and basically just playing Overwatch for them and not allowing SSG just to kind of roll up into this little dip and then just annihilate the entirety of the team. But so these teams still just keeping a safe amount of distance between each other and not wanting to get in a fight this early in the match. We still have 16 teams, only have lost 2 players in this match so far.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I mean, everybody seems to have somewhat of a decent location. We might have some fights erupt down there in the south by Quarry as well. The Unnamed and Null are going to be making the same rotational pass all the way down there. We can see on the mini map. We're going to see the next circle pop up in the top right-hand corner. Looks like Universe 7 going to be looking mighty fine. We got Simplicity up there on Mount Everest as well. And then a nice little cluster of teams right now. We're going to be looking at them. HQA over here in the
There's
east.
A lot of different compounds in that center. I don't know if you saw it, Dave, that were just completely open. So we're going to probably see some of these teams like Prada in their vehicles. They're just going to full send into those compounds. Hi, Prada. Getting a little bit tight. So they just keep running into teams. 4AB and Helping Quit Addiction, which, interesting enough, they used to be the same team. 2 different teams under Helping Quit Addiction names. So now Prada has run into 2 halves of that previous team, rotating from the eastern side of Erangel.
So with that being said, I mean, they have to have somewhat of a similar mindset, would you say, when it comes to like rotations and strategy? I mean, you would assume they had like the same coach possibly back in the day when they were underneath the same flag. I mean, what are your thoughts on that one?
So Shifan, the one on Spacestation Gaming I mentioned before, he used to be the leader of 4AB. And then I think it was yesterday I mentioned half of 4AB and half of a previous team, Most Wanted, kind of merged together to make that team. So they've now kind of changed their strategies a little bit, but they used to both land in San Martin on Miramar. They used to have very similar rotations because they were just so similar. But now we have, looks like Jovi just to the south of where that fight was, where Helping Quit Addiction was. We have Avaxia and Jovi about to engage in a fight. Oh, and Null was getting a little bit messy, a little more interesting for us, but Null is kind of in the background as well, just rotating, trying to find an easier entry in the circle.
Another team that had the night off last night, Jovi, going to be coming into the lobby tonight, looking to rack up all the points possible. They will be currently finding themselves in an engagement with AVX out there. AVX Orion, and not sporting the heart-shaped skin. It feels bad. Really did love it. Really did love it, but maybe it was too much of an easy target out there.
Yeah, even though your hit markers of your persona, of your character, they don't change, it does make you way easier to spot, just having massive, like, having big skins like that.
And a big red one as well, especially imagine out there in Vikendi, all white snow, big red dot. I mean, that's just a moving target right there.
On
Moving
Vikendi,
target
interesting
for
enough,
days.
about a year ago, there was another team called OPGG, has since disbanded, but they used to, on Vikendi, there was this Yeti suit skin, and all four of them would wear it every time they played Vikendi, almost like a makeshift ghillie suit to have on that map.
Before the meta right there.
All right, G25 Jet G getting a knock. Oh, we got a fight now between 4 Angry Babies and Endgame. But over here, I think it's still just a little bit of a stalemate between Avaxia, Jovi, and then Null in the background. Null, I think they just stopped on that. They were out in the blue just a little bit. Still, the 4th phase, not really doing a whole lot of damage, but I think they just wanted to collect a little bit more information on this fight between Jovi and Avaxia. But I think the circle is shifted up north, so all 3 of these teams still need to get in. Ooh, we got a very open circle here. Universe 7, right in that big plateau in the middle of that field. Probably one of the best spots on that in the circle right now.
Yeah, they're gonna be right smack in the middle. You were mentioning Null just a second ago, all the way out there on the edge of the blue zone. They're probably going to be waiting a little longer to make the rotate on into the circle because there's a couple squads that are going to be on in front of them. So they might opt to go for ultra wide rotate and maybe come in through the west side where G25 is. But besides that, the southern end, we got the Unnamed, we got Prado, we got HQA, we got AVX out there. Spacestation Gaming are still looking to possibly gatekeep a couple teams in the east. Then, of course, remember we saw earlier Simplicity up there on Mount Everest. Mount Everest no longer in play. I'm wondering if they were able to get on into the new zone, or will they find themselves in trouble? We see out there in the distance, X Gamers gonna be squaring off against SNG, and it looks like Jovi gonna be making the pull up right now, utilizing this little dip for cover. SNG Clue, SNG MVP gonna be occupying these yellows right now. Here comes a grenade. That might be good.
Oh, this is so scary for them. Singularity, there's only 2 players in these yellows. I don't know where Kebo is right now, but we have, Jovi now actually flipping their attention over. So it's really good, this compound. You can have players that can just take their vehicles and crash up like Jovi did. Oh, Clue actually just got knocked this. So it's just MVP by himself holding these 2 yellows, but they're stuck between Jovi and X Gamer off in the distance as well. Oh, he just goes for the flush. All right, it is 1 player left from Singularity, and that is MVP. Oh, Cable finally coming in. Welcome to the party.
Alive too,
yeah, welcome to the party.
Pulling up. I don't know if I was Cable. I don't know if I would have pulled up like this. I might have just, have kind of snaked it out and went for those placement points, but I guess they got some type of confidence because it was a 1v4 MVP versus Jovi essentially, and they also got the third party from across the road. So we'll see if this one could pay off. I mean, we saw Cable a couple nights ago with that Thompson getting knocks and kills from about 200 meters. So if there was one player out here that could do it, it would definitely be them.
Yeah, I think they got that information that 2 of the members, I think 1 or 2 of the members from a Jovi got knocked from X Gamers from across the street, but Jovi now flipping their attention onto Spacestation Gaming, one of the best teams in this lobby right now. So Slump, he's known as one of the best snipers in North America with that K9 and just looking out in the distance, trying to land those headshots on SSG and Simplicity. All right, these teams.
Smokes everywhere
just
right
trying
now.
to cover all their angles. So Ralphino, the leader of X Gamer, is knocked right now, but fortunately for them, they aren't right next to a team like Singularity is right next to Jovi, and they have the time to revive.
Cable, locked and loaded right here.
On
MVP,
fire.
A blaze of glory. Couldn't be getting shot from back there by Space Station Gaming. Looks like Space Station Gaming trying to get a piece of this as well. Next circle does go on up. Looks like this fight could play out for some time as it is going to be on in this new zone. If I am SNG, I might opt to actually go on into that yellow and kind of just bunker down for the time being because they are within this circle and looks like that's what Cabo did over here. Now, if Jovi do decide to kind of make that breach onto them, they're going to be in quite the difficult situation, but it looks like they're going to be distracted right now, trying to take some shots out there onto Simplicity. and
Yeah,
Space
there's going to
Station.
be a lot of big hay bales in the middle of this field. I'm going to think some of these teams are going to take their cars, kind of crash bomb them, trying to give themselves that makeshift cover to be had. Because the only really hard compounds here are the ones that Jovi and Singularity are in right now. And SNG, you know, there's so much pressure being applied to them right now. Jovi on one side, Space Station Gaming on the other. I don't know if they're going to be able to handle it. As I said that, Sheepfan gets that first knock on an MVP. This might be the opening that Space Station Gaming needs. And they're on the move. I think they're about to crash up and take over that yellow house that Singularity was in. Oh.
Honestly, what was MVP doing out there? Cabo is inside the yellow. Like you said, they got one of a handful, maybe 2 or 3 hard compounds, hard cover. MVP just straight out in the open. I mean, you have Space Station Gaming out there coming in through the east side. I mean, they knew they were over there. They were taking shots. They were hearing the gunfire. You gotta question these plays. I mean, you have to, because SNG, they're trying to rack up as many points as possible, and you just can't afford to have these mistakes. We see in the kill feed, every fear are going to be getting taken down by the zone. Looks like Universe 7 and G25 are going to be finally fighting out there in the west, but the X Gamers across the road right now, just tossing some grenades back and forth, trying to take down Simplicity. This is a crazy cluster of just teams stacked on top of one another right now, Monica. This is insane.
Yeah, Simplicity, they were the winners from the last Vikendi match from yesterday, so they're still riding that kind of confidence going into this match here. They, you know, had nowhere really to crash up except for this little dip that X Gamer is in, but we still have 12 teams left alive, so we still have so many teams. Like, this lobby has barely even begun right now. We're at the 21-minute mark. The circle is shifting now, so these teams, they need to find their spot in the circle or start tanking the damage out in the blue zone.
Let us know in the chat, in the comments, who you think has the better position. Remember, we saw Universe 7 smack in the middle earlier. They're going to be up there in the northwest, trying to clear that out, trying to hold that out. Maniac's going to be down here, snaking it with the AKM. Going to be spraying out there, getting one knock. Irish is going to be right below that little defilade. Now, I don't believe they will be able to get the random spray onto them. Looks like Irish is going to be tossing out a molly right there to kind of just keep Maniac at bay for the time being. The revive on Lolo might be possible.
Yeah, X Gamers, they're about to have a whole lot of company on them, but Space Station Gaming flushes out that last player, Singularity Kebo, so they are going to go out in 12th position. So now the fight is between SSG and Jovi. They need to engage with each other. Neither of those two teams can cross the road at this point, but out in the distance we see Null and Avaxia right on top of each other. All right, SSG, they're going to try to...
G-Fan going to have a nice little exchange of grenades right there, but Slump will be connecting onto She-Fan, knocking them down and out. Jovi not opting to get aggressive with that push. They are going to have to kind of come up with some type of game plan on how to make it on into the next circle. These compounds are no longer in play over here. The play might be across the street, but you don't want to get backstabbed by Space Station Gaming. Looks like Beach is going to be in a 1v1 over here with Gabby. Gabby's going to be sprayed on by Beach. Beach will be taking down Gabby. Beach down to about 40% HP. We still got Slump over here in the yellow.
Yeah, I would have pushed on that if I was Jovi, because they knew that Space Station Gaming, it's only 3 right now, and they got a knock. They knew it was a 4v2, but they decided not to do it. So Space Station Gaming just down the little hillside to the south side of Jovi. Looks like Jovi now, it's only Slump. They lost Caitlyn while she was trying to cross with Chapo, and I think that was to X Gamers, but Space Station Gaming now have all the advantages in this fight. They just need to flush out Jovi and to be able to get in the circle now.
Yep. Slump, the last remaining member right now, going to be watching Space Station as they hop into their vehicles, looking to make a play, looking to get on into the new circle. Maniac finally going to be connecting onto Irish. Maniac has been this snake in the grass, in the bushes for some time now. Looks like Simplicity Doc is going to be the last remaining member. Slump out here, though, squaring off against Sheepman. Sheepman with the molly. Won't be connecting on Slump.
Yeah, Sheepman, he's the last one. He was the one to hold up the attention from Slump while the rest of his team just moved a couple meters over to the left side to get on in. We got Sheepman. He's still focusing on Slump. He needs to get back in the circle somehow, some way, and he's gonna start smoking up, trying to give himself an opening to cross.
Slump finding themselves in such a challenging
look how much
right
damage.
now. They have a bunch of meds. So they do have that underneath their belt over here. Hopefully they have some smokes they can kind of make it on into new circle, but Angry watching those angles like a hawk in the sky right now. Most likely will not allow Slump to safely make it on into the next circle. X Gamer is going to be out there across the street. Now it looks like Space Station squaring up, trying to focus on this new position that they did take. 8 kills so far to their name. Prada out here as well in the
he
west.
found that last player from the unnamed. So this is exactly what Jovi Slump is hoping for. He's going to be just meting out in the blue zone, hoping that other teams will get kind of flushed out before him. Maybe he can get like a 1-2 better placement. Looks like Slump, he's out of the blue zone now. I think he's laying prone just right on the side of the road, about 50% HP. But he has X Gamer, Maniac, and Raze just on the other side of that little hill right next to him too. Universe 7, they had that really, really good plateau that we saw them early in the match, so they just waited for all the other teams around them to fight it out, and they've just been coming down from the hillside, and they currently have all 4 players up, standing.
This is looking like a Universe 7 game if I've ever seen one. Versace 1 kill, Unruly 3 kills, Erison 2 kills, Rad 2 kills. They still have 4 members alive up there in the north, but Space Station not going to be pumping the brakes anytime soon. They only have 3 members alive, but they have 8 kills. Jimmy from You Are Scared. Remember, this squad drops all the way up there. And Zarky going to still be in this game. They have 3 alive as well. Jimmy with 2 kills on the squad.
Yeah, Slump, how is he still alive right now? He barely made it in the circle. I think he tried to go for, yeah, he got the flush out of Maniac, so he collect those points. But Beach now turning their attention onto Universe 7. They're getting casualties back and forth right now. You Are Scared with 2 up. Universe 7 being torn apart on the side by Space Station Gaming. Universe 7 only 2 up now. Asen and Versace.
Asen gonna be spraying out there. Looks like Beach will be connecting one of these grenades out here. Rad gonna be bleeding on out, trying to get some information out there in the front line as that down member. Angry, still alive. Same thing with Shifan. Angry, it's gonna be chunked down pretty low right there. You want to see these revives come out. What can Versace do? Can Versace get there in time? These smokes are going to be on out. Angry pushing on up.
Angry. Oh, how did he get that revive onto Sheepend? If I was Universe 7, I would have had both of them focusing on Space Station Gaming, wiping them out. They would know that it's only 1 person left alive if they were paying attention to the kill feed. Right now, Versace's looking over in the left, looks like the play zone just got Fameboy, one of the strongest fraggers on You Are Scared. So right now, we are at 4 teams left in the circle. Fameboy just died into the play zone, the ultimate squad wiper. So now we see Universe 7, You Are Scared, Jimmy, last one alive, X Gamer, Rage, last one alive as well. But Angry, they are back in business, getting another knock on a Universe 7.
I mean, they got a duo. They could clutch this one out. Is Versace able to get revived? Asen, though, will be spotting onto Angry. Rad's going to be getting ultra aggressive on that just in time. And Asen will be connecting on the sheep, and that was their biggest threat right now in the lobby. If they have the opportunity, I might want them to get Versace up just so they can have the whole squad up to annihilate these remaining 2
This is Universe 7's game all the way. The only way they lose is if they just completely just choke it. But You Are Scared, Jimmy against Universe 7, all 4 players up, and then the 1 player from X Gamer. All right, they're just kind of everyone's on their belly right now. Jimmy, Rage, they probably would be, yeah, you already saw it. I was going to say, take your backpacks off, take whatever is unnecessary in this fight, just so you're as flush to the ground as possible, and you are as little detectable from the teams around you. All right, Universe 7, they're going to be flushing out.
Jimmy.
Oh my goodness, this is.
I'm rooting for Jimmy.
You're rooting for Jimmy?
I'm rooting for Jimmy right now. I'm rooting for Jimmy, Monica. That's me. I'm putting my money on Jimmy.
I'd say Universe 7, they just need to kind of flush out, go around the edges of the circle. Asen, he's just kind of spraying and praying out in the bushes, trying to get those white hit markers, knowing where the snakes in the grass are. It looks like Versace finding Jimmy with that Uzi. So that is it. We got 2 teams left. It's just Rage, the top fragger from X Gamers, against an entirety, a full force of Universe 7 right on him.
Yep, they're just going to be spraying all the bushes right now, just hoping that they land a stray bullet into one of these bushes and get the chicken dinner. And it looks like they will be doing just that. Their biggest threat in this lobby had to have been that one fight with Space Station Gaming. I believe they had, 2 knocked on their side of Universe 7, and Space Station Gaming opting not to kind of get aggressive. And like you mentioned, you pointed out, they went for the revive. You were surprised that Universe 7 allowed that to happen. But maybe that was their game plan all along. They did get the first win of the evening.
Super proud of Universe 7. They had just ideal positioning. They really didn't have to move too far. They usually drop in South Georgia Pole crates, and then they just kind of moved onto the other side of the big mountain ridge just south of crates, and then they were on that big plateau for the entire time. And then when the circle kept shifting a little bit further southeast of them, they just kind of just came down the mountains using those hay bales as cover. Like I said before, that we were going to see a lot of these teams using those as cover, and then they just had to wait basically for the rest of the teams to take each other out. And that's the biggest advantage you can have, having all 4 of your players up in the last final circle.
So I do believe we have, I might be wrong, but in order, we got Sanhok, Vikendi, Miramar.
I think it's Sanhok, Miramar, Vikendi. So we go
like,
hot and then we go cold.
We're playing all 4 maps. We're playing all 4 maps, and we just played Erangel. So with that being said, we are going to have 3 more maps to go. We're just getting started over here. We're just getting started up here on this Thursday night with groups A versus C. So, I mean, with that being said, Monica, let's send to a break and get these players in the lobby for the next game.
We will be right back, guys, on the lovely map of Sanhok.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? We're here. We're getting moist. We're getting sweaty. We are on Sanhok of the evening groups A versus C. Mustache Dave, yada yada yada, alongside
Oh
birthday
my
girl,
god.
24 hours, 365. Monica, I just gotta point it out there. I mean, you just gotta go with it. Like that needs to go in your
At this,
bio. Like
yeah, at this
my
point,
birthday's every day.
it's so. Oh my
Every
god!
day is
So
my
my birthday's
birthday.
in October, but everyone has been wishing me happy birthday every single day since. And it's
I mean, it's nice though. It's like positive vibes. The thing is, if they really mean it, Monica, if they really mean it, where are the gifts at?
yeah,
Where are the
where's
gifts
that,
at? Where are the gifts at? Don't be typing it. We need to see some gift cards. We need to see some subs to the channel. Like, where are the gifts at? All right, let's see how real you are.
For sure. So we're going to just touch on the map real quick, and then we'll go on the scores real quick, just so you guys can catch you guys up. So right now, just the map, just so you guys can see where it is. I'm trying to see what is sticking out to me right now. So one thing I told you before, Dave, Team Singularity, they always go docks, and we're not going to be able to see it in this map, but I said, whenever the circle is kind of more extreme up in the northeast corner of the map, they always take their boats and they just drive in the water all the way across around the island to get in the circle. It looks like our first chance of action is going to be Bats and Endgame.
Yeah, they're gonna be right on top of each other, and we were kind of stressing the fact how tonight's Bats last night playing. All right, they got 3 more games to go. They're right on the cusp. They're right on the cusp of maybe qualifying, maybe not qualifying. So dropping in a contested loot location, extremely risky.
Yeah, so Bats and Endgame, looks like they both went Sami. So Endgame, they don't really have kind of a designated spot. They can't just split loot around in Sanhok, and then Bats going down here as well. But Sami, it is within the circle. So both these teams, they don't have to worry about rotating quite yet.
So after this fight, maybe we'll have some downtime. We'll kind of break down the scores. But we were talking on the break. Universe 7, I believe they were what, in 12th position?
Something
coming
around
into
there.
that game. Yeah, exactly. That chicken dinner with those kills bumped them all the way up to 7th place. So just goes to show you how important a chicken dinner can still be here within the semifinals. Lucifer from Endgame with the Yump, going to be holding these angles out here.
Yeah.
Hi-Fi up here. King G, no helmet, but got the bear mask, so that definitely scare him straight out here. Make them rethink their decisions on who's the most dominant team to drop here.
Yeah, Endgame, they're definitely a veteran team. They previously played under Team Method in the previous splits. They've changed their roster just a little bit. We have Lucifer, who's their hard carry on their team. I think he got, in group stages, he got over 50% of his team's kills. And now they're advancing onto Bats. They probably are not going to be able to get the rebound on Lucifer. It's like they're pushing up into the building now, but Bats still just very underlooted, and they need to take this fight and end it as soon as possible. Alright, Lucifer, their strongest bagger. He is down. We got Roids also knocked, and over here we have Avaxia and Simplicity finding each other as well. Oh my goodness. So, Wick. So, it's only Wick left standing right now, so they lost their IGL, Everfury. Wick, he just kind of needs to get away from this fight. He's going to have to take a 1v4 fight against Bats in the game. Wick coming out and gets annihilated by Bats. So that is going to be Endgame out in first position. So this is so interesting to see, kind of like a new team that you haven't really seen much in PMCO before. That's Bats taking out a team like Endgame.
I mean, this is what Bats needed. This is exactly what they needed, because if it was the reverse, their chances would be so scuffed. I want to say I don't want to throw them down too bad, but this is good. This is good. Hopefully, this is that momentum that they need now. On the flip side of that, Endgame, you know, they had yesterday night off. Tonight is their first night. Game number 1, they were so going out in 16th position right now. Hopefully, they don't tilt, right? Because they still have 2 more games to go, so don't let it get to you. After tonight, maybe review the VODs, go over what went wrong. I mean, you're the manager for Tempo. I mean, give me an example here. Like, after your team gets taken out in first 16th place, like, obviously there's tilting involved, but how do you maintain that positive attitude because there's still more games to go, right? Like, how do you keep their spirits uplifted?
Yeah, you definitely don't want to take that kind of negative mentality into the next game, because that's going to affect you going into the next game. You know, like, oh, like, we did so bad, or we went out. And I'll say any team can go out early. It's like, even if you're a good team, you've seen teams like Cloud9, Spacestation Gaming, Pittsburgh Knights, and then you just saw Endgame all go out first. It can happen to anybody. So you need to be strong enough mentally as a team to be able to just, you know, shake it off, start anew, bring a really good and open kind of positivity into the next match. All right, here we have You're Scared.
You Are Scared.
Tattoo. He is their leader, their IGL. And looks like they already lost him. But You Are Scared, they were one of our final teams. Yeah, Jimmy went out in third place. Yeah,
they did good. Yeah, Jimmy. Third place?
So definitely hurts to lose one already this early in the match. Looks like SSG. They land boot camp, kind of surrounding boot camp as well. Looks like Juicy's gonna be one of the first knocks on his team. You gotta be careful. You gotta take account in that. Further into the match, if you get knocked again and again, you bleed out faster and faster. So they just need to remember, you know, Juicy's been knocked one time. The next time he's gonna be knocked, they need to hustle to get the revive on him.
G25 gonna be all the way out here in the sight lines of Fanboy. Looks like they lost one of their members, unfortunate for them, but as we saw last game, as you mentioned, all they really need is Jimmy. Let's be real. Jimmy will get them those placement points needed. So that's going to be circle number 1. I'm trying to look around. I mean, we got Space Station kind of right smack in the middle. They're going to be south of boot camp, maybe take some shots across the water onto the unnamed. Besides that, it looks like a majority of the squads have somewhat of a foothold within circle number 1. So just a quick little recap. Space Station, they are going to be in first place, Monica, with 106 points. Pittsburgh Knights, they are not playing tonight. They're going to be in second place with 102 points. AbusementPrk also not playing tonight. They got 96 points. You know who is playing tonight? Angry Babies. They're in fourth place. Amazing.
Yeah, these scores are so volatile. Just one win can just really shoot you up high. So Pittsburgh Knights, I know there's a little bit friendly competition. Oh, looks like Minwoo from Singularity was spotted out by G25 G. So a little snake in the grass in Sanhok. You know, there's so much to hide behind. But right now, G, it looks like he's just gonna throw that grenade, trying to flush out that kill on Minwoo. The grenade didn't quite connect, so I think they're trying to flush it out, but they're being extra cautious just in case the rest of Minwoo's team is surrounding them, but it doesn't look like they're kind of anywhere near him, so they're probably going to just get a free kill out of that one and then move on after they collect that 1 point. Over here we have SSG, so after they were at the top of the boot camp hill, they just moved a little bit further down and are now kind of at a stalemate with the unnamed.
Checking in with Juicy. Going to be behind this rock, like you said, stalemate. This could last for some time now because they are going to be right in the middle. We don't really have anybody to the east of Space Station either to kind of third party them. Prada going to be out here. We were also talking on the break. We gotta settle the debate. Who has the better logo? Is it Universe 7 or Prada? Both have dragons within their logos. Universe 7 have some Dragon Balls in their logo, maybe adding some flair, but what dragon is the strongest one? Maybe we need those two squads to kind of square off against each other and have the ultimate fight, the ultimate showdown.
Yeah, well, if they ever get in a fair 4v4 fight in the semis or finals, if they make it, we'll let that determine who has the better logo.
Or just a rock, paper, scissors shoot match.
That's 2 out of 3. Yeah, at Sanhok, you see so much action already. We're not even 10 minutes into the match, and this is very juxtaposed to the match we just saw in Erangel. Sanhok is literally half the size of Erangel, so having the same amount of players just in half the amount of space, you're going to see a lot more early engagement fights as you've seen so far in the Sanhok match.
Prada, Fugazi, out here. They are going to be rotating on past runes. All these teams just kind of waiting for the next circle to pop here. Will be any second. Will they go north? Will go south? Will center up a little more? Will it be friendly to all these teams in the lobby? Well, that question will be answered here very shortly.
Yeah, everyone is really just packed like sardines in the center of the circle. So now it just closed up a little bit more, just made it a little bit more densely packed. We have, let's see, Bat. They're going to be able to find a compound just on the other side of the circle line where they are right now. Most of these teams, the only one I'm really worried about is Avaxia. How they lost 2 players on that northern side. They lost 2 to Simplicity early in the match, so they're only down to 50% capacity, and they still need to make their way into the circle. Right here at the crossroads, right by boot camp, we have Help and Quit Addiction and the Unnamed in different compounds right next to each other.
AZ gonna be trying to destroy these doors. Maybe get some better sight lines onto the Unnamed. Maybe open a nice little passageway to throw a grenade in there, kind of clear that out. Lucas, Ran, Q, all gonna be in a single file line over here. There goes that grenade from AZ.
Oh,
so
tagged them up just a little.
tagging out just a little. Lucas, a little indecisive right there. I'm not gonna lie, you know, popping out, then pulling back. Wang getting ready for the molly onto Lucas. Gonna be trying to get it through that window. Lucas retreating back to their squad mates. Ran gonna be providing that cover fire
that was
right
prime
now.
opportunity for Chi Wong to get that knock onto Lucas while he was in the animated emotion, jumping into the window, but he missed his chance there. Oh, Q, he's gonna be able to find. Oh no, Chi Wong. He's pushing up right next to this building. He's feeding this information back to the rest of his team. He's got a grenade cooking with Lucas's name on it. I think they're a little bit too far from where he is, but Chi Wong. Oh, gets knocked. Bucky. He's across the way. He's having a. This is why having different angles is so important in these team fights. So you wouldn't expect to look over there, and he's got that crucial first knock. So the Unnamed now playing a little bit more aggressive. They know it is a 3v4 fight against Helping Quit Addiction.
Bucky from across the water. Getting the initial knock, opening things up. Looks like Heartless tossed about 2 grenades, 2 smokes, trying to get some cover onto Easy. I don't know. Is Easy going to run through these smokes and go for this revive? It's going to be so dangerous. AZ in the guard tower in the back, though, will be taking some shots on to Bucky.
Yeah, Bucky.
Having a nice little river battle right now.
He was able to get behind that boulder because be careful. The kings of the hill, Spacestation Gaming, is right behind him. They are the kings of third party, so they're definitely smelling the blood in the water, paying all their attention over here and seeing if they can flush out someone else's knock and just collect some easy points for themselves. So Heartless now, like you said, could he make it across? And he does try to get the revive onto Chi Wong. But we got some bigger fish to fry. Now Prada pulling up onto the backside of the Unnamed. So now Helping Quit Addiction. That was their opening to get the revive and get all their players back up to full health and reset for this fight that they're going to take later on.
That's Sanhok. That's Sanhok for you. I mean, a team here's the fight. They want to get aggressive. They want to get in. They want to get some points. They need some points. They use that time so well. Stan's still going to be towards the south, playing that oversight onto both the Unnamed and HQA. Looks like Prada are going to be right on top of the Unnamed. So we're going to have to pay attention to the kill feed, see what exactly erupts. Grenades going to be popping on out. We got smokes blocking the sight lines. Prada going to be utilizing the outskirts, the broken walls right now. Doing a little bit of TP peeking. Trying to get some information. Trying to see exactly where these members from the Unnamed, what compounds they're going to be occupying.
Yeah, the good things about these walls, it gives you a lot of cover from the teams inside the compound, but any team could third party from the outside. So it looks like you can see in the minimap, the one player from Prada is kind of further back, playing that Overwatch position to just make sure no other team rolls up right on the backside of his team. All right, you see another utility, a little molly coming out. I think Q was just able to avoid it, but look at that. Like I said, the wall you are so exposed, especially when you're all lined up in a linear line like that. So AZ getting that knock onto Prada. So these teams know it's 3 different teams right here, pretty much right on top of each other.
Honestly, Lucas pulling out with the Uzi, with the jump shot, going for the risky play. We'll be getting 1 knock right there. But Prada on the defense, Shi Wang out there on the northern end of the rock, seeing the kill feed pop on up. Looks like HQA are going to want to collapse in on Prada. There goes a
huge
great grenade right on top of them. They are not done yet. They're going to be tossing as many grenades as possible. I would have assumed Prada had the better positioning because they're going to be right on the edge of the new zone, utilizing these walls as cover. Here comes the smokes and the aggression, the hunger right now to get these points on the board. HQA is going to be getting 1 kill right now. Monica.
Yeah, HQA, they know that they have this team very, very weak. So Heartless, he got that first knock. We still have 2 players left up from Prada. Canary getting knocked now. Actually to Angry from the third party from behind side. Like I said, SSG, they love the third parties and they love just being a thorn in the side for these teams. So right now, it is just Stan from Prada left alive back behind a boulder. HQA now forming their attention onto Spacestation Gaming up the hill. All right, he's coming over. He gets that first knock, but goes down to Heartless. Wow, that fight, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, HQA still with 2 alive. AZ going to be getting revived right now. And looks like HQA, the victors over here of the long battle that erupted. Bucky, of course, still on the opposite end of the water, but just had to watch their teammates kind of crumble over there, trying to provide as much support as possible. Maybe Bucky will be able to get the final laugh because most likely next circle, the chances of it hard shifting onto HQA slim to none. But then again, I'm a caster and I always jinx things, so we'll have to find out. But a main focus point right now down here in the south, Pinam, you are scared. Bats, Jovi are gonna be right on top of one another.
It's easy for us to say as the eyes in the sky, right? That they don't have this kind of information. Yep. So the circle now just centered on Bootcamp. This is a very similar circle that we had on Sanhok last night. Remember, and just on the outskirts of Bootcamp. So these teams now, they definitely the southern side is just completely just saturated with teams. I think that fight before the unnamed a little what's the word, uncoordinated in that push, and that's why they lost their members like that.
Yeah.
So unfortunately for them, they only have 1 left alive.
It happens. It happens to the best of us. And hey, I told you, keep an eye on Jimmy. Keep an eye on Jimmy. You are scared. All they need is Jimmy. Jimmy's gonna be carrying the team. Jimmy's got a big backpack. Jimmy all night long. Sponsored by
That's
Jimmy.
That's actually my dad's name. Jimmy.
Jimmy
just
John?
Jimmy, not.
Oh, I was like, what? What are you trying to tell us here? What are you trying to tell us here, Monica?
Anyways.
Your birthday and your dad's Jimmy John.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right, so Jovi, they're on just the compound north of Penai. You are scared. They lost Tattoo like we saw early in the match, but they're just kind of overwatching this. Bucky, he's got to be careful having HQA. It's probably the next kind of site for them that they're looking at is to get across this bridge. The circle.
Whoa. Simplicity. They're going to be having the biggest grins on their face right now, all the way up there in the north. X Gamers, do they stay in boot camp? I think so. I think that's the play. But kind of condense yourself, kind of get a little closer, and maybe try to gatekeep these squads that are going to be rotating on into the south. The thing is, if you're in the south, if you are Jovi, if you are Bat, if you are SNG, do you send it into boot camp or do you just avoid it like the plague?
Boot camp, if the circle ends on boot camp, it's definitely a great place to be. Any kind of big city like that. But when it gets into these final circles, it is so hard to get out of these, like the fences around it. You saw it yesterday for AB. They had to get out of boot camp, but they were stuck in that corner of the fence that was out of sight of zone. They had no way to cross the road. So if I was X Gamers, I would have used that opportunity to kind of cross the road, get in those warehouses actually, just to get out of the city, so they kind of would be able to leave it early.
I do also like AVX all the way out there. They're gonna have to make their way on, swim across the water to that little tiny island that we actually had a game finish in North America during the group stages. They could probably just stay back there, remain passive until the very end, and hopefully not get pinched on the coast by other teams. So I guess they're gonna have a couple options to think about. HQA gonna be making their way on up those cliffs that we were just mentioning. SNG over here going to be tossing out a bunch of grenades onto Jovi. Jovi, they have 4 members alive. They could come out on top of this one. All depends on how they play it. Caitlin's going to be in the back with Gabby. Slump's going to be kind of scouting ahead of the squad here. MVP will be knocked down and out.
Oh, Slump. He finishes off one player and then try to turn his attention to another member of Singularity. Doesn't quite connect the shots though. We might have, you can see in the mini map actually, we have Bat, Haisu, last one alive for his team, is kind of in the background. But the rest of Jovi, they're using this as their opportunity to run into the circle now. Cable now getting knocked to Gabby. All right, Gabby, it looks like he kind of stayed behind, kind of gave that opening for the rest of his team to get in the circle. So Gabby just confirming up that kill on Kebble. Every single kill, it's worth 1 point. And those points are absolutely crucial in matches like these.
I'm not really liking how far Slump is right now from the squad. I know Slump is, you know, trying to scout, trying to find a position.
Oh, you called it. You jinxed him.
But like we just saw, yeah, I mean, no, I didn't jinx them. Like we just saw, like they weren't close enough to the squads. Like if they were to get knocked, the chances of getting thirst would be extremely high, and that's exactly what happened. And then, you know, here comes the next member from Jovi trying to come on in. They're just so spread out. Kind of outrunning the blue, not able to provide support for one another.
This is the exact compound that ended last Sanhok circle yesterday. Looks like Gabby now pushing up ahead for AB. He probably heard the double footsteps, so he knows that there's 2 players left up. Alucard, yeah, he was. If Caitlyn didn't knock her, the blue zone for sure would have. So now we are at Caitlyn and Gabby versus 1 player left from 4AB, and Null takes out the last player. From 4AB. Actually, sorry. One more player. So took out the second player. So there's still 1 member of 4AB somewhere in the circle.
Still feel like Jovi could have had 4 members live at this point if they would have just stayed a little more grouped together right there. But I know time was against them in that scenario. Thankfully for them, though, they are going to have 2 alive, and they're going to be right next to the new circle. Bootcamp's still going to be on in play. X Gamer's going to be up there as well. Universe 7 getting ready to have a nice little skirmish with Cat God. The drop shot. Rad going to be getting connected on Unruly, though. Hopefully has the smoke. We'll be able to get this revive off as soon as possible. All the way out here in the east. Time from 4 Angry Babies still carrying that gauntlet, trying to survive, trying to rack up as many points as possible. Simplicity with 4 alive. HQA still with 4 alive. So SSG 4 alive as well. So we have a lot of teams, a lot of heavy hitters with their full rosters ready to go.
Spacestation Gaming, these are their stomping grounds. They know every single inch of this city. Looks like You Are Scared and Bats now right on top of each other. So You Are Scared, I think, getting the better of that one. Looks like HQA losing a player to the play zone way out there, and Spacestation Gaming now gatekeeping them from coming into the circle.
I think they're trying to climb up those cliffs out there. So with that in the blue zone, kind of just chunking them down here, that might have played a role. Fanboy from You Are Scared. Gonna have 4 members alive. X Gamers, they have a chicken dinner here in semifinals. I do believe this is looking like this could be a really good game for them. Next circle did go on up. It's going to be touching the tip, the eastern tip of boot camp. So X Gamers could have a nice little position here if they play their cards right. Null across the road also going to have some hard cover to their name as well. But if you are X Gamer, you're going to have a couple squads coming on in from the west, all going to be contesting the same slice of the pie.
Yeah, You Are Scared. They definitely need to get in the circle now. Spacestation Gaming, this is where they have the utilities. They save it all to the very, very end, and they've now made it into the warehouses just on the backside of X Gamers. So they got to be careful. You know, to get into the circle, they definitely need to engage on a fight with X Gamer. And currently, it's pretty much a 4-4v4 fight. Looks like Unruly finding that last member of 4AB. So Angry Babies going out in 7th position in this Sanhok match.
Null looking really good. We see him in the top right hand corner, team number 16. Gonna have that nice compound over there. They're gonna be looking at all these teams fighting out there in the west, and they should be able to third party all these fights as well. This is gonna be so dangerous because there's a couple snakes in these compounds utilizing the third person perspective, and if they see you, they're gonna pop up real quick and make sure to unload that mag. We got Irish on the outskirts of boot camp trying to do just that as well, trying to get some cheeky shots out here. Looks like Space Station, though, they are going to be clearing out all the compounds. Still 4 alive. I mean, that's one thing Space Station, they're so good at. They're so good at working as a squad and clearing out buildings.
Yeah, talk about synergy. They are the only team in North America that has a gaming house. So I think that just absolutely crucial to building that synergy. They're always on the same page with each other. I was gonna say X Game. This is the dream for them. They knew there was so many teams like Space Station Gaming right behind them fighting out. They just came in when they were forced to run out. They're just getting these easy knocks, getting easy third parties. So X Gamers, I think there was a nade trying to connect with Space Station Gaming. Angry, he's out in the blue zone, like just barely in. But SSG, they really need to get back up to as high health as possible to engage on this fight with X Gamer, because right now none of these teams are in the circle.
Yeah, none of these teams are in the circle. but you could say this is Spacestation Gaming at their element, right? They're being forced to continue pushing on into these zones. They're super aggressive. We got the X Gamers out here, 5 kills. One of their members are going to be knocked. They got a little 2-2 split utilizing these 2 little sheds right here. Next circle did go on up, and we're going to be tossing out a smoke to block the sight lines and allow the squad mates from Space Station to make the push. That smoke was so important,
Beach just went down.
so critical to let the push happen, but Beach is going to be connected on the spray coming
Space
out
Station
from
Gaming.
the squad.
That was amazing to see.
Space
X Gamer just kind of
It was a great push, though. It was a great. I mean, they needed to make that push. They had no option.
Simplicity Irish, the last one alive from Simplicity, just missed it, but he was able to take out the members from Null. So I would have thought that he would have gone out next as the solo, but now we have another situation, just like in the last match, 4 players up from X Gamers against 1 player from Simplicity. So we have another 4v1 situation, but X Gamers, they just had all the advantages in that match.
X Gamer. I mean, they were in boot camp for what? The whole time, right? Did they drop boot camp? They were there for the longest. I know they were there for the longest. They were there for the whole time, I want to say. I'm just going to say they were the whole time.
Yeah, X Gamers, oh my goodness.
They kept getting the favored by the zone, but they had to defend themselves as well because, yes, they had positioning, but multiple teams, you know, opted to utilize boot camp to make their rotations. And they somehow still managed to come out on top with 4 members alive at the end. And that was so important. And like you mentioned, though, Irish from Simplicity, definitely clutching it out there at the end. Null, what? I mean, it happened so quick. Null had 4 over there, though, in the east, in the compound. Was it Irish that destroyed them? What happened exactly? I was too busy paying attention to Space Station.
So up on the northern side, there was 1 player left from Simplicity. And then in those houses just across the street, that was where all of Null was. I can't remember if they were all 4 up at that point, but they smoked it out, trying to get the cross while that fight was happening between X Gamer and Space Station Gaming. And I think the solo from Simplicity was just laying prone and just completely annihilated. That was the biggest upset that I saw in that match. And yeah, that was just very impressive. I literally gasped when I saw that happen.
It was actually nuts. But regardless, great performance from all the teams up there in the top 5. I'm looking at you, Jimmy. 3 kills. Keep it up. Keep it up, Jimmy. My uncle's name is Jimmy as well, so we got a bunch of love for all the Jimmys out there. Twitch chat, what's up? How's it going? See a lot of familiar faces. Thanks for coming out here tonight on this Thursday evening. YouTube, keep up with those comments. Keep up with those emotes. We love you as well. So don't go nowhere. We're going to send it to a quick little break. When we come back, some scores and Vikendi. we are back. The players, they got into lobby so quick right now. I love it. I love it. Thursday night, Groups A versus C. Mustache Dave joined here with Monica. Before we get on into this game, Monica's got some points for us.
So we got Pittsburgh Knights still at first place. So they aren't playing today, but their points from the first 2 days definitely carrying them right now. Still at 61 points. And the Spacestation Gaming slowly climbing up right behind them. So they're at 44 points. The next second place team. Your winners from the first game was actually they were X Gamers. So actually, let's see real quick. So yeah, so you have your scores. I think they're not quite updated on what I have. So we're just gonna go back to the stream so we can wait for those scores to get updated.
Just forget everything I just told you. Yeah, we didn't tell you guys nothing. You didn't hear nothing. All right, let's get into the game though. Just like how I said, we're gonna play Vikendi next. It's obviously not Vikendi.
Yeah. So Miramar, the Mexican desert map we all know and love. It's a second map that came out in PUBG Mobile. I told Dave that some of our hotspots are gonna probably be San Martin. You already see it. Vaxia, they go kind of just to the east of it, kind of over by Hacienda. But then we have Helping Quit Addiction, and we see a couple shots coming out from them. Looks like El Pozo. Actually, we're gonna see X Gamer, and there's one other team landing there as well, so we're going to see a little early action. I think that is You Are Scare, but El Pozo might be the best bet for some early action.
Yep, that's our boy Jimmy. That's our boy Jimmy. Making us proud. He's making us proud. Jimmy's making us proud. Jimmy's probably going to wipe out X Gamer. I feel bad for X Gamer. They've been having a really good night, but when you got Jimmy in the area, that's a GG. That's a GG already.
Yeah.
Sorry to tell you, Monica.
So El Pozo, it is big enough to house two different teams, so they're going to be able to be a little bit split up, maybe potentially just kind of, gentleman's agreement, get some cars, and just get out of that city. But the first circle, it is kind of centered right over kind of power grid area, so these teams, they're all within the circle. They can kind of take their time to keep looting up.
Not when you got Jimmy.
Not when you got Jimmy.
El Pozo's only big enough for one Jimmy. So we'll see. We'll see what Jimmy can do here. We got Cat God over there to the east of this as well, kind of spread apart from their team. Monte Nuevo, Space Station Gaming, Percado's going to be SNG. Los Leones, though, Prada, and 4 Angry Babies. Oh, no, I see the kill feed. Oh, Puerto Pricio, all the way down there. How's it going? I believe they fought each other the other night as well. Every game, Bat's fighting somebody. Right out the gate. Right out the gate. Every game.
Definitely not something you want to see. So this last night, I want to say there was one player left from Null after this fight, but we're coming over, and he literally had nothing, and he pushed up on that. No armor, no helmet, nothing whatsoever. Fears now with the 5-pump shotty, I think, wanting to finish off this fight with Bass Null. Currently with one player knocked, and Fears hella low. Bass Hasu gets knocked.
What did he fight last game? Was it Null?
I think it was.
Oh my goodness, these two teams, they hate each other.
Man.
Let's just be
Definitely,
real. They hate each other so much.
That's a little rivalry happening right now between Null and
crazy.
Bats.
It's actually nuts. Every single game, no matter what map we take them to, they're gonna be pot dropping each other, fighting each other, throwing grenades at each other, taking shots at each other. I mean, where's the love? Where's the love here? We all need to survive. None of us want to get taken out in 16th position.
Yeah, I think Null definitely is a little bit at an advantage right now. They have 4 players left standing. I think Bats is currently down to only 2. They're one player, over there, Haisu, knocked and unable to get revived. So right now, Ying and King G, they want to put some more distance between them and Null. They don't want to go, like you said, they don't want to go out early.
Yeah, it looks like Ying's going to be going for that full retreat out here. Got the scar, one first aid. No helmet. Got the little those things called again on their heads. I don't wear those here in Florida. What is a skull cap? No, beanie. But is there a special name for beanies with those like ear flaps though, or like an upgraded
like those
beanie?
warm hats. Is there?
Warm hats. You got a warm hat.
Let us know in chat. I actually don't know.
like it's a beanie. It's a beanie, but like a beanie with the ear flops. I feel like it's called something else. Let us know right here on Ying. What is it? You guys
I don't even know.
You guys got snow. I know King G's got that bear mask
Yeah,
though.
so yesterday it was Bat who had more of their players alive, leaving Puerto Paraiso after their fight with Null. And this time around, it looks like Null's kind of the victors of it. So right now we're at about like a one point for each team in this drop in Puerto Paraiso.
Who's everybody going for? Let us know right here. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win this Miramar map? Let us know. I remember last night's Space Station, they had a really good Miramar map. They actually gate-kept a couple teams in the north, but then they spent a little too much time up there, if I can recall, and they ended up getting sandwiched by like 2 or 3 different teams. So we'll see if that'll happen again to them here tonight. I like the aggression from the team. This is going to be their last night. This is the last night for Group A in the semifinals. So they're trying to get all the points on the board right here.
HQA Heartless getting the knock and the flush onto Singularity Cabo. Definitely not what you want to see, losing your in-game leader like that right off the bat. So looks like HQA landing in San Martin just came down a little further south. Clue just retaliating and getting the knock onto Helping Quit Addiction AZ. So Singularity Clue just hold up kind of in those rocks, a lot of cover, but he really needs the rest of his team to come and give him a little bit of support.
Clue up here. Not many options. Like you're saying, I mean, even if you are SNG, like, do you support Clue right now, or is this a lost cause? Looks like Clue's gonna be just hanging out for the time being.
Yeah, it looks like the utilities are coming out. Chiwang throws at Molly, I think, just trying to keeping Clue at bay, so AZ has the opportunity to crawl back, making that what is that, like 50 meters or so crawl back over to Chiwang so he can get the revive. Looks like 4AB, your victors from the last Miramar match yesterday, are pulling up. Alucard going down, so 4AB, they need to slow down their push, kind of reset before they engage on this third party onto Helping Quit Addiction and Singularity. Oh, and MVP gets the knock on a Pretender. So this situation turned from bad to absolutely worse.
Yeah, not looking good. Not looking good right now. 4 Angry Babies, their last night here, competing in the semifinals. They will not be returning tomorrow night, as tomorrow, Friday, Groups B and C. Got timeout here. Going to be taking the shots onto HQA in that bus. Going to be receiving some fire in return, and they are not going to be on in this next circle, circle number 2. So looks like HQA leaving easy back here. Didn't catch the bus in time.
Yeah, Singularity, they
they
normally drop in crater fields. Looks like they're just finding themselves very, very spread out. So Clue kind of trapped up there above 4AB, while the rest of Singularity kind of overlooking on the south side at this fight. So Zeus now, remember, he did get tagged up a little bit. He needs to heal up right now, and he's just waiting for that boost to bring his health back up.
Feels bad. AZ just kind of scoping out there, looking for some enemies. Zeus, like you mentioned, still gonna be up here on the rocks with.
Oh, that was a wonderful. That was a beautiful spray.
Yeah, I mean that's a far shot. And remember, Clue's in the area. Clue's gonna be hearing these shots kind of whiz by their head, or at least in the general area, probably freaking out themselves. I don't know how Clue's gonna get out here. I see their squad mates actually in the mini map on the top right hand corner, coming up, maybe getting near him, kind of, sorta. I don't know. They're gonna have to make some plays here very shortly.
Yeah, they're just playing Overwatch from the distance, just making sure that another team kind of run up right above Clue. But I think for now Clue is okay, at least close range. There's nobody really close by to him, but you can see prone Chiwang with that K9, still keeping his eyesight, knowing where that one member of Singularity still is. And Zeus just let out.
Looking out there, making sure, popping tires. You know, that's pretty smart.
Over here, Clue. Yeah, he knows he's a watchdog right now. Jovi, you know, they went out kind of disappointingly in the previous match in Sanhok. They definitely wanted to do a lot more than they did. They got taken out by 4AB, just kind of southeast of boot camp. So now they parked their cars in a way to kind of save it from getting shot from other teams. But they're on the move. The circle is gonna close, and we still got maybe like about a minute or so before the circle will close. Oh, Chiwang found Clue!
Yeah, they got a couple more. Oh, Clue was spotted. Clue's down, everybody. Clue's down.
I was waiting to see it. He was
Clue.
with that K9. He was just watching. He knew just as soon as this guy popped his head up, he was gonna be dead. So Caitlyn now driving down the roads of San Martin, not too far away actually, where this fight is happening. Clue, I think, just might be. Yeah, it's gonna be
Bleeding out.
Minwoo came down.
The one thing to note though, Clue does have 3 vehicles by them, so if S&G do decide, Clue has 5 vehicles by them.
that was from who was it? What was the other team that was over there? I think 4AB
HQA,
from before. Yeah.
4AB, yeah. He's got a buggy. He's got 3 Marauders and a Bronco. So if you're in the market to buy a vehicle,
we got a car dealership over
Miramar
here.
Map. If you got a dealership, exactly, and the squad mates of S&G will not be getting to Clue in time, unfortunately. About one more tick, and just like that, the R98 connecting the one-tap dirt nap out here.
Yeah, Singularity, they were previously named Ninth Circle, and they were picked up by Singularity, which is a Denmark org, actually. But over here on this side of the map, we've got Simplicity Lolo, the youngest player on Simplicity. They were the ones that got the winner chicken dinner on Vikendi last night. He's going to be knocked and taking a 3v4 fight now against Avaxia. Oh. That nade, if Russell hadn't moved at that exact instance, he would have gotten knocked from that nade. You just got utilities, just this long haul Hail Marying it across the top of this mountain.
Oh, Monica, we got an update. It's called the Yushanka, the hat that we were questioning earlier. It's popular in other countries, such as Russia. So like it, Yushanka. I knew it had a name to it. I knew it wasn't just a bean.
You learn something new every day.
I knew it wasn't just a bean. I actually have a Yushanka. I have a PUBG Yushanka. They sent it to me. I'm not lying. Okay, I'll show it to you later. Russell out here though. You're gonna be taking some shots out there on AVX. San Martin, right to the north of them. Remember, this is Miramar. Still got 16 teams alive. We're about 12 minutes into the match here. Hold your horses, ladies and gentlemen. I know the action is just around the corner. All these squads gonna be waiting by for the next circle. We're going to have Trigger Orion out here from AVX. Going to be tossing out some mollies out there into Russell and Irish. The fight continues. Next circle is going to go on up right now.
Ooh.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Fun. So we have X Gamer and the Unnamed. They're just outside the circle, and I saw like a knock back and forth between them. So they're gonna have to just disengage from that fight and try to get in the circle as well. Same thing with Simplicity that we see. They're not quite in the circle either, but they just have so they're kind of just scouting out where the compounds where Helping Quit Addiction was previously. It's currently uninhabited, so they might have a free rotation into that kind of big plateau overlooking Picado.
All about that plateau. It's all about having really good sight lines here on Miramar too. Maybe open up for some more sniper shots like we saw earlier on the Clue. I mean, those are always the best feeling. You connect one of those bad boys from downtown, you're so happy. AZ up there from HQA gonna be taking some shots onto Russell. See, this is what we're talking about. Kodo from G25 all the way up there on the cliffs. Yeah. Just chilling, looking down there, just waiting to get some nice sniper shots.
Yeah, being up on the cliffs like that, it gives you such a great vantage point overlooking all the terrain kind of below you. Plus, if you have a teammate right next to you, if you get knocked, it's so easy just to crawl back and you're going to have that cover that your teammate is going to be able to revive you. So AZ over here, he knew that Simplicity was over here. So he's just keeping his eye out. While Doc, from back, he doesn't have any sort of scope. He always got that hollow on that M16, so he's not going to be able to really land any accurate shots over onto Helping Quit Addiction.
It's tough out here. AZ 4 times. Seeing some vehicles out there. Bucky from the Unnamed popping off in the kill feed as well. Universe 7 having a pretty good night.
Yeah, they got that chicken dinner.
Are going to be pulling up onto AVX. They have 4 vehicles. They have lots of room to work with. They are going to be up here in the north, just shy of Power Grid.
Yeah, so Avaxia also with 4 players up, so there's currently a 4v4. It looks like they want to Definitely do as much damage as possible to each other, so we see grenades going all over the place. Oh, Versace! Oh, getting tagged up by Cobra with the off angle. So it's going to be a 3v4.
Let's see what they can pull off of this one. Versace in that little dip.
Yeah.
Looking to hopefully survive just a little longer. Unruly is going to be tagged as well. So Rad and Harrison, the last 2 remaining members alive right here. AVX going to be utilizing this moment to get super aggressive. Rad's going to be getting chunked down, taken out right there. And AVX, the victors right here. I mean, we were talking Universe 7 there. I've been having a pretty decent night here tonight in the first 2 games, but they're going to be the first team taken out on this Miramar
playing
match.
A little bit too confidently or something, but they went from the winning it the first match in Erangel and then going out first in this Miramar match in the 3rd game. The circle now shifting down just to the west side of Picado. Got just a couple little compounds. You see Everfury is their IGL for endgame. He's holed up in there, but other than that, we have just little compounds here and there, but it's a lot of just like hills and ridges for people to play on. Cat, God, now looking down. Oh, he got Shifen! Wow.
Yeah, God.
That was impressive.
Now, surely Space Station has a smoke that they can toss out there and go get Shifan up. Shifan's going to be right behind that hard cover in that garage. You would hope so. You would hope so. Yeah, we already see the smokes. They're just going to wait for them to fully bloom out. And here comes Beach with the ultimate run to save their squad mate out here. But regardless, Cat God. Oh, that's a beauty.
That's a beauty. On the M4 with the 3 times. Spacestation Game, they lost Juicy already, so they're only down to 3, so that was critical to get that revive onto Shifen. Looks like G25 on the other side, the mountainside, now paying attention to the unnamed. So, and just shots raining down from above, doing so much damage to all the teams surrounding them. But the G25, they need to get in the circle as well.
Ooh, you are scared all with the focus fire. We just saw in that beautiful triangle formation. All just going to be taking shots onto that. Yeah, that was, I mean, we heard the sounds too. I mean, they're all firing at the same exact time. Going to be taking down one of the members of X Gamer. The other member of X Gamer, Maniac, trying to get onto the new zone as well. But it looks like Bucky from the unnamed will be connecting onto him and taking them down and out. You are scared. Going to be in the blue right now, hopping in the smoking Bronco. And they get on in. This is going to be really challenging, especially with the unnamed, not too far from them.
Yeah, that was a very unfortunate situation for X Game. They just got kind of pinched between You Are Scare and I think it was, the unnamed. So they just went out very quickly, out in 14th position. Now over here on the edge of the circle, in Picado, we have Null. Oh, we had a... Oh my god, it's fast and furious action. Some game that's auto. Oh my god, these teams are just sending it into the circle right now.
Oh no.
Ran, he needs to get a knock here. Avaxia, they made it a little bit further into the circle from them, so now Avaxia is going to potentially be able to gatekeep them, but Goat goes down to a vehicle explosion. Trigger trying to make his great escape and just gets out of reach of the unnamed.
That was actually crazy. And the thing is, like, all these teams are kind of driving right towards the trap of Space Station as well. So, yes, Space Station, they have a counter. G25 still going to be up there on the high ground, just, taking every shot possible. It's going to be the second time that Sheefan's going to be knocked down and out. Ran and Q in this death buggy
I'm so scared for Q.
The deadly combo.
Oh, just being on top of you never want to be on top of a buggy. You're just completely exposed. Nothing to save you from getting shot if somebody is tracing your vehicle. Looks like Space Station Gaming. Sheepan knocked for a 3rd time in this match.
You're going to be bleeding out so
very, very
right
Actually,
now.
I think it was still the 2nd time. He didn't get revived before when the camera left. So it's only 2 times.
Okay, they had to pull back.
But circle coming in now.
Look at this. AVX though. The last main member alive. Just kind of biding their time in the blue right there, hoping the members from the unnamed either get killed first or don't spot him out, as we do see Lucas pinned down out there in the field. Rand still alive as well. Bucky running back and forth. This is a shooting galley right now for Space Station Gaming. Yeah, the unnamed a little bit split up right now. They do have different angles on Space Station Gaming, but they need to be careful. If Q or Rand kind of pull up to overlook onto the road, Prada's going to be in the background to get them. Looks like Avaxia now coming and playing spoiler and taking Space Station Gaming down to only 1 player left. That's just angry. Yeah. I mean, they're having a really challenging time, especially with G25 up there, like just looking down at them, just any chance they get, just spraying through these windows. If they pop out, they're gonna spray on them as well. And Space Station, they're just focusing on the unnamed. Really, I mean, they're trying to take them out, get these points out here. Lucas over there in the distance, blue zone towards their back. Q and Rand, remember the buggy duo, gonna be on the opposite end of this road. They have a nice little ledge to work with that will be blocking the sight lines from Angry, but other squads like Jovi, G25, they might have clear sights onto this one.
Right, G25 just tanking into the circle now. They need to find their way into the circle. Oh, they just missed the shots from Angry. Angry, he's in the circle. He doesn't really need to move anywhere, but the unnamed now fighting against G25 on their backside. I think that was a little bit too early to send it. They're just getting torn apart from all the teams all around them. Looks like AN. I think he's the last one up with a sliver of health.
5 kills for the unnamed right now. Lucas 1.
Nowhere to hide.
Lucky has 4. Lucky's gonna be dead on the squad. So Q and Rand, they're putting up a lot of damage, but they're just not able to get the flushes out here. G25 find themselves in a very tricky situation. HUA AZ is going to be going down to the blue zone all the way out there in the distance. Jovi, though, still with 4 alive. Gabby popping off this game, 2 kills so far. Going to be up there in the north. We have 10 teams remaining in circle number 5. Here comes Lucas trying to finish off what they started over here with Space Station Gaming.
Angry. He was the top fragger on his team going into tonight. So if you have one player left out, that's definitely you want it to be Angry. Looks like Simplicity now just making their way over. Oh, they're overlooking on top of Endgame now. And we just got shots going back and forth, back and forth. Jovi, I think they're trying to get in, but I think they're down to only 2 players up on right next to G25.
Ooh, here we go. This is a huge fight right here. Simplicity over there, squaring off against Endgame. Lolo with the Scar. Gonna be popping back on over here to Lucas from the unnamed, as they are gonna finally get that flush onto Angry. That fight has been long and drawn out. Lolo with a huge grenade onto Roids over here. Let's see if Simplicity get aggressive after this. Looks like Lolo's gonna be in the front line, thrown in the dirt. Got these smokes holding out those sight lines over there.
Yeah, the circle is shifted back up in the northwest part of the circle. So the unnamed, they're right on the edge. And then there's actually just a bunch of solos kind of in the circle. So a lot of these full teams like Endgame, Simplicity, they need to get in. It looks like Null now going down to Lucifer. Lucifer is the top fragger on their team, just flushing out those kills, confirming those kills for his team.
I'm so surprised that Simplicity didn't get aggressive right there and, you know, try to clean it up. You know, I mean, they see Lucifer in the kill feed popping off, getting some shots onto Null. Simplicity know they knocked one member from Endgame with that grenade from Lolo. Maybe because Lolo doesn't have a helmet. Maybe they're pretty low when it comes to meds and armor. That might play a factor. They're just going to be playing this one kind of slow right now, making sure all their angles are clear, as we see Russell tossing out some smokes right there. They will be receiving some fire from out there in the distance. And Ever Fury, you're going to see chunk down right there. Irish
that
also in return going to be killed. They should be able to get them both up. You would hope so. Ooh, they're going to be getting thirsted. Getting thirsted.
Yeah, Simplicity, they should have pushed up on Endgame well before than they actually did. They had the one knock on Roy's, and then Endgame was focused onto Null on their other side. So that would have been the perfect time while they were distracted to come and get those kills. And they probably could have avoided getting 2 of their players knocked as well. Now, Simplicity, 2v2 against them and Jovi.
Bouncing.
Oh, just diss him down to about 2/3.
Getting a little
almost.
bit. Just a little bit more.
IG25 not too far off either from this situation. We have, looks like Singularity MVP, he's outside the circle. Null still trying to make their way in, and Jovi, they're just barely in the circle. Gabby is Chapel. He still needs to come a little bit closer to meet up with Gabby to get into this final circle.
I'm trying to see. I mean, Jovi, they had 4 members alive not too long ago. Now they're down to just 2. Circle really putting a beating on the squad over here. Really testing them here. Prado down there in the south going to be getting picked apart, getting sandwiched by SNG and Null. And looks like MVP from SNG is going to be the only member alive all the way down there in the south. We can see him on the mini map. Number 5 making their way on in. Simplicity, 2 members versus 2 members of Jovi.
Yeah, there's still
over here in the east.
9 players left alive, but none of these are full teams right now. The most any team has is 2 players. Looks like Chapel coming over the top. Yeah, Russell trying to get Russell, but Russell just hanging on for dear life right now.
And like you said, down to 4 teams now. No full squad. A lot of duos here. The unnamed got 2 up. SNG got 1 up. Jovi got 2 up. Simplicity got 2 up. Lolo
Russell.
still going to be out here popping off this game. 4 kills. Gabby with 3 kills. Got the M4 versus the Scar right now. Russell's going to be spotted by the unnamed Q out there in the distance. Still 4 teams remaining. We see the next circle does go on up. Jovi looking really good with this new zone.
Yeah, Jovi, they kind of had a lackluster performance so far in the matches tonight, so they really need this win to bring them back up. Lolo, last one alive for Simplicity. He just kind of watching there. He really wants to just take out some of the solos. The rest of the solos kind of in the match. We have 2 from the unnamed. Lucas a little bit closer into the circle, just kind of clearing the way for the rest of his team to come on in. So we have MVP now, probably the furthest away from the circle to get on in. But Jovi definitely very strong positioning from them.
Honestly though, Lolo is like, Jovi know they're over there because Lolo took some shots onto him earlier. So we see Gabby most likely going to be keeping some sight lines onto Lolo's positioning. Lolo actually going to be denying themselves to the blue zone right there. That is pretty smart. I mean, I don't think they had the confidence to make it on into this next zone, so you might as well not feed. But on the opposite end of this, Lucas going to be opting to toss out some smokes. Gabby going to be spotting the Q out there in the buggy. Going to be chunking them down pretty low. The Q still going to be alive over here.
There it is.
The vehicle explosion from Gabby. The 200 IQ play to get that member down and out. Lucas has about 6 smoke grenades surrounding them right now. Looks like MVP also going to be going for that medding strategy, trying to survive, trying to get some more placement points.
Lucas, he needs to get, you can see that little ridge just on the other side of the road. He needs to get over there and lay prone. Chapo and Gabby. Now MVP making his way to try to get in the circle. He sees that little drop. He sees that little beacon of hard cover, and he gets to the back of it. If there's anything still left in it, that could be his saving grace. Make him survive just a little bit longer, but he's still, the blue zone is right on his back. It's closing in now, and it's doing a bunch of damage to him. Chapo, I think he just got 1 hit marker onto Lucas. They know that he's over there. Oh, and that was it. Jovi.
Yeah. Gabby, 5 kills. Nice. Some noise stuff coming out here tonight for our mates. The unnamed gonna be getting 2nd place. Bucky 4 kills. Lucas 4 kills. Q 3 kills. SNG, much needed confidence booster here for them. 3rd place with 2 kills. Looking down there on the right-hand side, 4 Angry Babies. This is their last game coming up, Monica. They're in Group A. So Group A, everybody in Group A, every single team in Group A, they only have 1 more game to go here in the semifinals. So that's going to be Space Station. That's going to be X Gamer. That's going to be Simplicity. That's going to be Null, Universe 7, G25, 4 Angry Babies, and Bat. Their final game. It all comes down to this. They want to get a good, decent lead up there in that top 16 so that tomorrow they're not going to be stressing all night long. Monica, we got 1 more game to go. I'm excited. I don't know about you.
I'm super excited. 1 more match.
All right. Well, everybody, keep your excitement going. We're going to get these players in the next lobby, get things a-rolling. are back with the final game, Group A versus Group B here. I know, already format almost completed here tonight on this beautiful Thursday evening. Mustache Dave underscore on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you go smash that follow button alongside Monica. Where can they find you, Monica?
Monica with 2 A's underscore gaming. So before we get into this last Vikendi match, I'm just gonna highlight some of the scores real quick. So in first place we have Spacestation Gaming currently with 1 chicken dinner and a total of 128 points. And then Simplicity, the last 2 games they had 2. I think they got second place and then they got third place in the last 2 matches. They're able to jump up now into second place with 130 points.
Let's get it. Let's get it. So, Monica, the fans in the chat, they want to know the tried and true question. How do you keep hard-boiled eggs appetizing? Like, how do you keep it fresh? You know, like, how do you keep them not a boring snack? Like, what do? You dip it in some sauce, some ranch, some guacamole? Like, how do you keep it?
Personally, I like to soft boil them, so you only boil them for about 7 minutes, and then I mean that's how I usually eat my like hard-boiled eggs. I don't know about you. How do you do it, Dave?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just got done eating a hard-boiled egg, and it's like it's okay, but it's so boring. You know,
a little bit of protein.
What do you do? Put some hot sauce on there?
Yeah. So we're actually we just missed the zone, but Dave,
I got
you. Yeah, Dave, the first circle of Vikendi, it's always a crazy one. Wouldn't you agree?
You know what? It reminds me of a hard-boiled egg, you know? But yeah, we will have like, what, 30, I'm going to say 30% in the water. So it's not too bad. Not too bad. Cement factory is going to be in play. We have actually a surprisingly large number of teams out there on the West Coast. So they're going to want to put their foot down and, you know, get a rotating for your babes. Going to be finally touching down here. And you know what? S&G going to be right near.
Yeah, Singularity, they are, I think they just saw 4 Angry Babies just touch down, so they know they're very, very lightly looted.
Hey, look in the sky. Cable's like looking up. They're like, did I just see somebody? Did I just see somebody?
Oh my god. Vikendi also, like, right off the drop, you get a lot of S&G guns. Those really, like, those Uzis, those Vectors, and you saw it already. Zeus with an Uzi, and then Kebo with the PP-19. He's coming around the back. I think he just saw the top of Kebo on the outskirts of those hedges over there. So 4AB actually aggressing now and kind of pushing Team Singularity out of this compound. Oh, Kebo going down now.
Yep. Zeus was doing a little bit of jumping, trying to get a little more information over there. And they are going to be spawning out Kebo. Like you said, they're going to be taking down and out. We got Clue. We got MVP in their dossier. Will they opt to drive through this neighborhood, honk their horn, and get some runovers, or are we just straight up sending it? We're going to avoid this. And it looks like that's what they're going to be doing. They're going to be cutting their losses here. Kebo getting sent back to the lobby early this game. Actually, that's going to be it for them. They're going to be back here tomorrow night. So Kebo probably still within the team comms, maybe, you know, provide them with some support, some information. If they spot something out, they're definitely going to let their squad mates know, hey, look over there. There's a guy. There's a guy over there.
Singularity, they, Minwoo that we just saw just now, he actually used to be a player on Wildcard, so we're going to see that tomorrow when the other group comes back in. We're going to see, maybe we'll see some old teammates turned rivals, and they might face up against each other.
It happens, you know? People get jealous. It happens. That's normal. That's life.
Yeah, I think just this PUBG Mobile scene has been, we're celebrating 2 years in PUBG Mobile in about a month or so, and these teams, these people who have been here since day one, they've been on multiple teams. So before we saw like Prophecy on Team Jovi, he's been on multiple teams. He started out on, I want to say it was Pittsburgh Knights about a year ago, and then he changed to Team Method, which is Team Endgame. And then he joined Team Totality, which was actually one of the really strong teams last split, but have since disbanded. And then now he is part of Jovi, so making his way kind of around the very top teams in the North America community.
Steady grinding, you know.
Respect the grind.
Steady grinding. That's what you like to see. You like to see in such a flourishing scene over here. NA getting stronger than ever. I'm really putting my money on some of these teams for NA this year to make old Papa Dave proud out there when it comes to the World League, the finals, you know, where they fight up against all the teams in the entire world. Last year or last split, we had C9 out there representing. Let's get another squad. Let's get another squad out there. Let's better our chances. I think we could do it this year.
Sure. Looks like G25 now. I think that was between G25 and 4 Angry Babies, I want to say. They so 4 Angry Babies, they held that little scuffle before with Team Singularity, but now finding G25 looks like Jat G. It's probably just gonna bleed out at this point. Oh, and there it is.
I'm rooting for 4 Angry Babies because I want them to qualify past the finals so that they could make it to the North America LAN and then change their name to 4 Happy Babies. Because you're at LAN, you know, you gotta be happy after that. So they're gonna see time out there in the distance in their vehicles. They're up there at the leaderboards. Remember, all you need is top 16, so they can kind of go for these riskier plays. Got the MP5 with the 3x scope on it. Gonna be getting up close and personal with Cat God. Cat God in the previous game was popping off up there on the high ground in Miramar, and gonna be connected on by Zeus with the Bison, my favorite weapon. No troll out here. Time's gonna be behind this rock. Cat God's gonna be peeling it off, skirting. They're cutting their losses right now.
That could have been very, very bad for, I think Time was it, because he was running behind that rock. So if Zeus wasn't right there behind him, because AZ definitely had the eyesights on him, but he's able to get the knock onto him when he came up over the hit. So GG's for him. G25 Cat just blowing the horn, letting everybody know he's driving through here.
Is that what's happening?
I think so.
Having a good old time out here. Having a good old time.
Now. Spacestation Gaming and Avaxia. Spacestation Gaming, they definitely, you know, I've said it time and time again, they're one of the strongest teams to take a team fight. And right there's that entry knock. I got the first knock onto Cobra. They need to aggress onto the other side of the street again. And it looks like he got that nade, trying to, you know, get the flush potentially, or try to get another knock. That would be the dream come true, to get a second knock here, and then all 4 of them can just kind of push up and full send to fight them off.
PlayStation Gaming looking to close out the night on a high note over here. Maybe get a couple kills underneath their belt. Beach gonna be using this wall as cover. Gonna be recognizing Goat, trying to take the jump shot onto them. Cobra is gonna be bleeding on out. Beach chunked down pretty low right there. Angry gonna be tossed out of Molly, trying to get the confirm onto Cobra. There we go, an extra grenade for some good luck out there. Gonna be forcing the members from AVX to kind of pull back and retreat off of that one. And you got Space Station Gaming knocking at your doorstep. What do you do right now? We'll see.
Yeah, Space Station Gaming. Some teams they try to just avoid conflict as much as possible in these early games. Space Station Gaming though, just hyper confident. They know they win these fights, so they're just gonna push up hyper aggressive here. Looks like Juicy Angry actually goes down, but they try to get a knock in the back. But actually Angry and Juicy, I think they didn't know that Avaxia had that angle, and both of them go down now. So how the tables have turned now. Only 2 left standing from Space Station Gaming.
The tables have turned now to 2v3.
They're trying to get that revive. Goat. If Goat keeps coming over, you get this amazing angle. Looks like you can see the molly. Just on the other side. But
it's actually a molly.
Trying to avoid the molly. Gets not so. Shifen and Juicy, who just got revived. Shifen, he's trying to, you know, give his teammates some time, kind of revive up, and Juicy back up to 75% health now. But Orion, Orion.
What an angle.
That was an amazing
what
angle.
An
now
angle
it's
popping out
solo.
right there.
But on the other side, we got a third-party action now from No!
No! Coming in hot.
No, they heard the shots. Hyper-aggressive team. They know they need to rack up some kills in this match, so now they're crashing up. This was the perfect timing for a third party. You know, waiting until both of these teams are very heavily damaged to come in. So, Siak, Avaxia, last one standing up, and 2 from Space Station Gaming. Now, who in the world came up to crash their party?
Actually insane. That push, that crash from Null, kind of allowing Space Station to get the revives here. I mean, so critical for them. Null, the Guardians of the Galaxy right here for Space Station, but only to take them out at their hands right there. The Thanos snap. We just lost Space Station, and Null coming in hot right now, not only taking down Space Station, but also AVX with 4 kills on the board so far. They are going to have so much loot to pick from, Monica. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. That was just impeccable timing on Null's part. You know, they just came in, just when Spacestation Gaming and Avaxia just were both weakened. They were focusing on each other. They didn't even know that, you know, somebody else came up on there, and then they got that first knock on the Spacestation Gaming, and they knew it was over at that point. Oh, my goodness. 4 AD in Prada. Oh, wow.
Actually, an action jam-packed game. We're still in circle number 1. Let me just remind everybody of that. 10 minutes into the game, squads are getting wiped left and right. We got 12 teams remaining. I don't know what these players have been drinking their Kool-Aid, but they are just boosted out of their mind over here. Non-stop action this game.
Vikendi, also a smaller map, just a little bit bigger than Sanhok. So compared to Miramar, compared to Erangel, where we didn't really see all that much action in the beginning, these teams are just so much compacted close to each other. So that's why we're getting all these early fights. But I definitely would not have expected to see only 41 people left after 11 minutes. Circle. Just centering up a little bit more. No one.
Look at all the players. All on a nice straight line right there. Nobody out there to the west except for Nolan. You know what? Let's give them a crate, Monica. They deserve it. They had such a good fight just a couple of moments to go.
Reward them.
Let's give them even more stronger. Let me, real quick, while we have a little downtime, big shout out to some PUBG Mobile manager out there having some interesting stats. Eyes kill players. SSG Angry, currently with 21 kills altogether. We got Pittsburgh Knights Sam with 18 kills altogether. And AbusementPrk Survival with 17. So those are going to be the kill leaders within the lobby. Highest kill teams. Pittsburgh Knights, of course, going to be sitting up there at the top in first place. Spacestation Gaming sitting in second place. And 4 Angry Babies in third place. So bunch of fraggers here in the lobby.
As the more and more days of semifinals go by, it just gets more and more intense. If you guys can feel the intensity of this match, it's just these teams, they know. Some of these teams, it's their last day. They need to rack up as many points as possible before the other half of the lobby plays tomorrow and can potentially go above them and potentially maybe knock them out of top 16. So Jovi, one of those teams that really, really needs a lot of points as well. But they still have tomorrow to play too.
Jovi, 4 players alive, looking good here in this Vikendi match. Only in circle number 2. I know I say only, but we're down to 12 teams. We might see some action calm down. As I say that, Royd's going to be popping up out here from the fields, taking shots on AZ, but AZ with the quick flip, not appreciating the shots from Royd's, and Royd's is going to be getting tagged and bagged right there.
Not appreciated.
Maybe rethinking that one. Wick going to be trying to provide some support, some revenge out here for their felon squad mates. Only 2 members left, Wick and Lucifer. Looks like Wick's going to be cooking up a nice little molly out there for us.
Not in a good spot. Just that one tree for cover. HQA AZ. He definitely saw the back part, and so he has that nade. It has his name on it. Gets him down to about halfway health, but Chiwon's coming on the backside, and AZ was able to flush or get the knock onto him. So endgame now, again, with only 1 player left alive, and that is Lucifer.
Lucifer. Just living life.
Lucy.
Not trying to get taken out in 12.
Yeah, he was previously one of the starters on Team Tribe Gaming. That's in the other lobby. This is kind of his last run. This is his last PMCO, and after this, he's looking to coach some teams in the upcoming tournaments.
Coach. He coached me, life coach. I'm looking for a life coach. Anyone out there watching?
We all need a good life coach.
Maybe Lucifer wants to submit an application.
Helping quit addiction is, collecting a little bit more loot from Royds and Wick. Lucy's able to just get away from them, but helping quit addiction in a pretty good spot right now. Chiwang, Heartless, AZ, and Easy. Fun fact about them is they're all Chinese, so all their comms are in Mandarin.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
All right, X Gamer and Universe 7 not too far away from each other. I think at this point in the game, people are just kind of waiting for the circle. It is just about to close now, and let's see where it's gonna go.
Let's see where it goes. Okay, I mean, everybody for the most part. I mean, HK, they're already in their vehicles, repositioning, but nobody really needs to move. I mean, I would assume teams want to get a little more centralized here and not get scuffed out just in case we do have a hard shift over there to the west. But we're gonna see HQA gonna be in their vehicles, doing a little bit of scouting out here. SNG right in front of them. Will SNG opt to take some shots, or will they wait, lie and wait like a spider setting its web out here for the flies?
Yeah, we actually have 2 crates that kind of just went down. So Simplicity getting one, and then another one dropping not too away from Singularity right now. So just kind of right in front of them. They're just kind of waiting for this one to land between them and Bats.
See a lot of movement on the mini map. A lot of teams and vehicles looking to reposition. The majority of the lobby kind of betting on the East Coast, but of course the circle's going to shift just a little bit away from the water. 12 teams remaining. We had such an action-packed early game here. In circle number 3 right now. Will other teams decide to get aggressive? Did everyone catch that aggressive bug here? As we're going to see some kills start to erupt here in the kill feed. Standing out there in the open, maybe drinking some chocolate milk and Oreos.
I think
I
wouldn't have expected. I think potentially, I don't know what just happened there, but Tackle just not moving at all and getting knocked and thirsted out. So rad.
It was a cookie break.
A little break for them.
I mean, cookie break, you know? Mid-game, cookie break.
Alright, now it's starting to get a little bit more interesting. These teams are kind of pushed a little bit closer and closer together, so we're probably going to see, you know, it's been kind of a lull in the action now as these teams are just kind of centering themselves up more, just getting the good positioning, but now we're going to start to see these team-on-team fights.
Yep, and just a reminder, if you are tuning in, this is the final game of the Thursday night over here. This is Groups A versus C. Make sure you go check out the VODs, go rewatch everything if you did miss it. Tomorrow night is going to be the final night of the semifinals. It's going to be Groups B versus C. And then after that, we'll have a good understanding on who the top 16 teams are in the overall leaderboards. And those top 16 teams will be moving on into the final 2 days of the finals, where every single team is going to have 8 games to play it out to make it to that land and get that land spot.
Yeah, it's just, you know, if these players are feeling pressure now, it's going to be 10 times as much pressure going into this weekend if they make it into the final. Looks like Jovi, Slump. Yeah, they were your winners on Miramar. Jovi, probably one of my favorite teams, and just Slump, he's kind of known for just being he's the youngest one on the team, right? So he's kind of the energy, he's kind of like the troll of the team, kind of known for just screaming incoherently on all chat and just making everybody laugh.
I was calling Slump the other day, and it's kind of a nickname I've gave them, Slump God. But I mean, it has a ring to it. It's definitely intentional. I guess I need to run it by him and ask if they approve of it, but I mean, just Slump God sounds so good.
I think they saw Cat God from G25, and they're like, oh, that's a nice ring. So you just have your name, and you just add God to the end of it.
Gabby God.
Caitlyn God. Caitlyn Goddess.
God. Goddess. There you go.
All right, Gabby, just slang prone here. I think they're just, you know, they don't need to move. I think they know there's some teams kind of surrounding them. That's kind of what happens in Vikendi. You're just so compacted into the center that just from any sort of angle, you might get shot at. You just need to be careful of that. So Swifty looks like he was a little bit too exposed. I think he got knocked by Simplicity right there, so he's going to get revived.
Slump God trying to take some shots out there onto a couple of the members out there. AZ from HQA doing some donuts. Having a good old time. 18 minutes into the game. 11 teams remaining into the final hours of this Thursday evening.
All right, over here, you hear a couple shots. I think you want to say Jimmy, your favorite player, Jimmy. Jimmy on the screen. I think X Gamers saw them or just kind of trailing their shots. Got down to about 50% health. He's going to be able to hold up, get healed up, but he is just right on the edge of the circle in Peshkova. The rest of these teams is just, I think they're just, they know, so for them, some of these teams, it's the last game, like you said before, so they don't want to play too aggressively, don't want to, go too big and potentially go out early, risking that, because they want to get as many points out of this last match as possible.
Exactly. Especially like you mentioned, these teams in Group A. So Space Station, they already checked out. They checked out for the night. They checked out from the semifinals. They're probably gonna have enough points. We'll make sure to get the update after this game. But Group A is Space Station, X Gamer, Simplicity, Null, Universe 7, G25, 4 Angry Babies, and Bat. So with that being said, let's check out real quick who from that list is still gonna be in the game. So X Gamers, they're still in the game with 3 alive. Simplicity are still in the game with 4 alive. Null still in the game with 4 alive as well. And Universe 7 still in the game with 3 alive. Same thing with Bat. So we have a majority of Group A actually still in this game trying hard. You know, that try hard level is maxed out right now for Group A. They know how important it is.
Circle. There's so many little compounds in this little circle. Just kind of centered up a little bit more, but not a whole lot of these teams are in the circle. So some of them are gonna have to full send it in. On the northern side, we see Simplicity and Null finally engaging on each other. It looks like Aubrey from Null getting that first. And remember, Null was the one that full set third party that crash between Spacestation Gaming and Avaxia. So now Null losing one of their members, Fears, to Simplicity.
We actually have over 50% of the lobby in the game still alive from Group A. Like, they're really trying. There's
shots coming out. Simplicity. They definitely don't want to lose a member at this point, so they're going to throw some smokes, hopefully get the revive on their member, but they know that this is Null, and they only have 3 players left alive in this. Oh, we see You Are Scared. Oh! Crashing up over there. Hipster gets taken out by Simplicity. It's a tactic. What was that pull-up? They just kind of stopped in the middle of the open and got hit by the teams in this compound right next to them. So I don't know if that was a smart play from You Are Scared.
Dumb players coming out to play in game number 4. Simplicity, 4 alive here. Their final game of the evening up against Null. Also their final game. Russell going to be making that quick little skirt on out of here, repositioning the vehicle. Looks like Russell's going to be going for positioning. We just saw one of the members from Null dropping a bunch of gas cans, possibly setting up for the ultimate trap over here, just in case Simplicity was to make the breach on into one of these buildings. So it looks like Simplicity going to be pulling off, going for positioning over a couple extra points when it comes to kills. Yep, very smart. They're got their eye on the prize over here. Looks like Irish is going to be popping out their vehicle, recognizing there is an enemy nearby. It's going to be Maniac. Going to also be trying to avoid them at all costs because we see Russell. They're probably relaying that information to the squad. I got some safe zone. Oh, but Jimmy's over here, so it's not going to be safe. Jimmy's going to be spotted, going to be healing up right behind that tree, and just like that, though, Jimmy's going to be getting collapsed on by Simplicity.
Unfortunate loss for them. So there are going to be 10 teams left within this lobby. Simplicity, they need to get the revive on Doc, but he gets thirsted out by Keist from X Gamer. So X Gamer, they're coming down. It's kind of a 4v3 situation right now. Nussel with that MK14, it kicks like a horse, but he gets that knock onto Keist. So X Gamer actually out in the circle. They still need to make their way in, going downhill just a little bit, just put a little bit cover between them and Simplicity, but the circle shifting away from both of these teams. So both of them, they need to get out of this fight and get into the circle as soon as possible.
Music to my ears right now. Russell with the MK14 just taking shots out there into the smokes. Maniac gonna be peeking this corner right there, connecting right onto Lolo. X Gamers putting up quite the fight over here. They're gonna be right on the edge of the blue zone. Same thing with Simplicity in this nice little ravine over here. Lolo was thirsted on out. There goes that squad mate. Gonna be 2 members left for Simplicity. Gonna be trying everything in their power to come out on top from this X Gamer 2-2.
Yeah, this is why you don't want to be in these fights outside of the circle like this. It's, you know, these two teams are just tearing each other apart. I think they were like a 4v4 fight, and then they had casualties on both sides, so it's a 2v2. So now when these teams, you know, they're coming out of this fight now, but they're only at 50% capacity. Whatever team they roll up into, so you can see that X Gamer has a team out in the distance. They're probably going to be taken out very quickly from that team.
We're checking out Jovi right now, or we're checking out Jovi. They're going to have Bat right to the south of them. They're going to have 3 members of Universe 7 right to the north of them. So Jovi setting up for quite the gatekeep on to Bat here. Bat not going to be on in the new zone quite yet. Jovi recognizing the advantage they have over here. Caitlyn going to be in the snow with the MP5, waiting for these members from Bat to make the pull up over here. 3 members of Bat are going to be alive, utilizing this rock. I don't believe that's in the zone. And I think that's why we see them repositioning just a little bit closer. Caitlyn attempting to go for it. Molly will be spotted in the process and then taken down. Gabby chunked down extremely low as well. You'd hope to see some type of smoke so that they don't get third party in the process. But Universe 7 up there on the high ground, not going to allow any of these squads gain a foothold in this new circle.
7 having a very, very good performance so far. It's just slumped out from Jovi, so not what they were looking for in this last match. We got Bats there on the downside. They're in the circle now, but they definitely need to clear out their sides before they can advance any closer in the circle. And just like that, King G gets tagged up from the side by Prada right in the back. So they are not in the best of spots either. And just like that, King G, I think he was trying to blow up the vehicle right next to him and then blew himself up in the process. You hate to see it.
The GG. The GG. I mean, we saw in the kill feed. So I guess it's up for debate, but I think we have a good understanding on what went down, and maybe the nerves got the best of them. SNG though, Clue gonna be out here taking some shots. We got 3 members alive for SNG. We got 1 member up there from X Gamer gonna be alive. 1 member for Simplicity alive. Null will be getting blessed by the Circle Gods coming on into circle number 6. Prada still with 3 alive down there in the south. Gonna have to continue making their rotations on up into these circles. If you are a Prada fan, I feel bad because they cannot catch a break this game.
Prada just, they just literally outside the circle and just finding themselves in a ton of fights right now. Ray shows them, threw the grenade and hit the top of the rock. That was not planned at all. I think he was cooking it with Clue's name, and just I think he got a little nervous, heard the footsteps coming, and just missed his shot and took it. At least he didn't give the point over to Singularity though.
Maybe that was a strategic denial of a point. And maybe they're hoping that they were close enough where that extra splash damage would have hit them and maybe got them out too, getting the extra point. I think that's what it was.
You'd like to think that's what it was.
They're trying to create a new meta. They're trying to make a new meta.
Yeah, so Null, they do have a really good spot in the circle, but it's only 2 left, and they're both kind of stuck in this little shack. So they just gotta be careful. Somebody pulls up right next to them and just low tosses them a grenade in there. There's gonna be not a whole lot of cover for them. Prada. Looks like they still need to get in. They're probably the furthest one outside the circle, and really raining down shots now at Bat. So Bat is getting torn apart from either side.
Prada. MVP unloading that mag right there, but like you mentioned, Prada still trying to make their way on into the circle. They're gonna be spotting out MVP, gonna be making sure to take a couple chunks out of them. Won't be getting a knock. Fortunate for MVP. Prada using these smokes to try to get on into this next circle. MVP now aware of the push from Prada, most likely relaying the information back to his squad mates. But it looks like Minu's gonna be pushing up just a little further, trying to get a new spot within this zone. Simplicity Irish still gonna be alive. Remember, has been snaking out here in the snow for some time, not making
I love this little vehicle formation that Universe 7 has done. You want to take those vehicles into the end stages of the game to make yourself some makeshift cover like this one is pretty much all open right now. Prada Canary going down to Unruly from Universe 7. They got a little bit of the high ground just looking down. So now we're down to only 2 players from Prada, and their vehicle just exploded. So that there goes their fast getaway into the circle.
5 teams remaining. Universe 7, 3 alive. SNG, 2 alive. Prada, 3 alive. And then, of course, Simplicity Irish still alive out there as well, putting in work as we are going to see some members get taken down to the play zone. MVP putting up the damage numbers, trying to get the flush out there. Will be connected on from one of the members from Prada themselves. And like you mentioned, Monica, this vehicle cover from Universe 7, yes, they're not in the new zone, but they have a lot of options to work with.
The only thing I would have done instead was blow up those vehicles, because those vehicles are still blown up. They're the possibility of being blown up. They have Vuitron Cow, the IGL for Prada, but he just goes down. Just didn't have enough cover. Those smokes that give you the visual cover, but you can still get shot through them. So now Universe 7, they need to make their way in the circle now, crossing the street over to where, they have the most numbers in terms of teams. They have 3 teammates up. They got a solo from Simplicity, a solo from Singularity, and then 2 players from Null. So right now they just need to work together, kind of overwhelm and force their way into the circle.
Yeah, I mean their biggest challenge is the 2 members from Null when it comes to numbers, and if they can manage to maybe take them out first, get a foothold in this new circle, and it looks like they are going to be rotating straight into Null. We see Rad probably spotting out those vehicles over there, looking mighty suspicious. We also see some smokes over there as well, so you gotta have a feeling that there is going to be at least one person on over here. And then after that, just focus on these solos. We see Irish, the solo member down there, utilizing that wall, is going to be on in the circle, so they have really good cover right now.
The solos, the hopes and dreams for the solos is that these teams will fight each other on the other ends of the circle and kind of take each other out and hope for something better than a 4th place finish. So Minwoo, he's behind that little bit of a rock. Oh, but he's getting spot out and he gets tagged down by Irish. So that was perfect. So now Universe 7, they need to make their win. They flushed out 1 team, so we have 3 teams left alive. Universe 7 trying to run across. They're unable to do it though.
What?
Oh, they were out of smokes. They had nothing to try to get across. So no, that was the perfect gatekeep from them. But it's just Simplicity.
That was insane.
Simplicity against
They had
Null.
3 alive, but then they ended up just running across the open
Oh!
road. Here comes Irish, though, trying to get the
On fire.
2v1
He's on
right
fire.
now. We'll be connecting onto Aubrey. Burning away. Burn, baby, burn. And it looks like we are going to be going for a revive. This Molly is going to keep Irish at bay. Irish is going to be healing on up. Both of these teams are going to be within this new circle. Irish looking to get aggressive off
He gets a knock
taking
again.
down Aubrey.
1v1, 1v1.
Reloading the
Gets
Uzi,
Kazuya.
getting
Oh my God!
chicken dinner, and there we go, Irish, the solo member, going to get the final chicken dinner of the evening. This is the last time for Group A as well. Simplicity are in Group A. This is the perfect chicken to end on a high note.
Simplicity is full of clutches today. If you remember, in Sanhok, Simplicity, I think it was Russell, was able to kind of right at the end take out Null. So this is the second time they've taken out Null. In just tonight, they were able to, it was like 4 teams left, and he was able to clutch up to a 2nd place finish as a solo. And now Simplicity, Irish, their IGL, he was able to clutch up from a 4th place finish all the way up to winning the whole game. That was amazing.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive if you're Simplicity.
What a time to be alive. I mean, what perfect timing too to end the final game of the evening. My phone's on 8%. All these players keep
Probably
out
similar.
of me in game, so keep it coming. Keep it coming. I accept and I give I re-give the coins, right? What is that? Every time I go into my mail, some friends on my list always give you coins, and then
Give you some chickens? Give you some chickens.
Chickens, that's what it is. I need all the chickens. I need all the synergy. I saw on the PUBG Mobile Twitter, there's a couple players with like 9999 synergy. That's actually nuts.
That's literally grinding for months and months and playing every single day.
I need some of that in my life. But let's see. Are we gonna have updated scores? Let's do a quick check.
We're gonna double check. So while Dave is checking on that, I'll let you guys know. So that was it for Group A and C semifinals. So we just concluded the 3rd day out of 4 days of semifinals. Tomorrow, you guys get to enjoy the last day, Group B versus Group C. So Group B, it's gonna be some of the teams you saw from yesterday that you didn't see tonight. So Wildcard, Pittsburgh Knights, Tribe, Latinos Unidos, the Rejects, AbusementPrk, Polar Ace, and Martial Arts.
All right. Well, I'm being told we got some updated scores, so if you want to pull it up for everybody,
Pull that up. Just give me.
pull it up. I know people love looking at some scores.
Oh.
What do you see? What do you see? What do you see? Tell me what you see.
Simplicity, they were in 2nd place right after Spacestation Gaming. Right before this match, and with that chicken dinner, they were able to jump, and they're currently 11 points ahead of Spacestation Gaming. And there's a team with 2 wins in the semifinals so far.
All right. So these are teams towards the top. So Mark, what about down there at the bottom? What's up, family? Remember, all these teams here are top 16. What's going on?
Like right now we got martial arts right at the bottom. So also keep in mind, a lot of these teams at the very bottom, they didn't play today, so they still have chances tomorrow to get those points. That's their last day to make those that last scramble for some points to get back up into the top 16. But currently we have Latinos Unidos, H2A. H2A did play today. So it really is one of those teams that tomorrow's the last day that they can really get at some point. Yeah, I'm kind of scared for H2A.
But they have 4 games.
I know.
That's the point. They have 4 games. So tell us if you don't mind. Because remember, Group A, they're done. So Spacestation, X Gamer, Simplicity, Null, Universe 7, G25, 400 Babies, and back. Do you think all those teams are fairly safe in top 16, or tomorrow they're gonna be just? We're gonna be just sweating. Sweaty palms.
I'm looking at the scores, and currently that is only 14th place.
Wow, that's really, technically, if the other teams, in their 4 games don't get enough points, then that will be safe. But I don't know. That's a lot. That's big.
Yeah. 25 as well. They're in 13th, so they're only 3 points ahead of that as well. And today was their last day. I'm looking at see what other teams are on this list.
13 and 14. So it's gonna be close.
The rest of those teams that today was their final day, that was in Group A, they're all in top 12.
Alright. Even if you're in top 12, I feel like that 12th place position, could get a little switcheroonie. So, most likely you're probably safe, but with 4 more games to go, everybody's gonna be on that grind, trying to overthrow you. So tomorrow is just gonna come down to it. That's for sure. It's gonna come down to it tomorrow. On that note, make sure you follow the social media pages, everybody's page, my page, PUBG Mobile's page. You never want to be out the loop on that one. Anything else you want to add to this Thursday night, Monica?
Not really. If you guys want to keep up with me and Dave, Mustache Dave's Twitter and Instagram is going to be at MustacheDave_, and then my Twitter is going to be Monica with 2 A's _gaming.
On Twitter is just the best thing in the world. So if you're not following it by now, then I don't know what you're doing with your life. That's the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back tomorrow night with the final night of the semifinals, Groups B and C. Thanks for tuning on in here tonight. We love you. Keep playing PUBG Mobile.
Tomorrow.